go. That was so coordinated. Guys, we practiced that for at least 10
Several seconds of time
we did
come in.
It was amazing. Well, what can I say? Welcome to another fine edition of Stones Live.
Fine.
With myself and the one and only Mr. Brent Harrington.
Hello.
Good to see you, my friend. It's been too long since we've done a show. Guys, tonight is a 5-5 no limit hold'em, guys. There are no limits here.
No limits.
No limits here. We said no limits, except for the fact that you can only buy in for $1,000 to start. But we all know that it's table stakes.
After that, it's no matter.
Yeah, after that, then again, no limits.
Yeah.
So we love that you guys are here. It is Wednesday, March 7th. It is going to be a super, super packed month. Lots of good stuff coming down the pipe.
Super packed month.
Super packed. The Spring Classic, the Quantum,
okay, so not going to be as pumped as like April.
Yeah.
But the March-April swing is just going to smash.
We're so pumped for March, we're building up to the April pump.
Yes.
We're
it's like a double pump.
Well, yeah, like 2 pump jumps. That didn't sound right. Kidding. All right, and let's walk down. Hey, Veronica's not here. Something I do.
Jokes.
Let's walk down to the table, walk around. I love it. This is the Game de la Crushers this evening. Seat 1, let's start it off right there. Day, the man, the myth, the legend. You know him, you love him. What can I say? Day is an absolute crusher and just an all-around super, super nice guy. I love it. So many people, like, just like, oh, I don't know, man, Day, you know.
I don't know.
You know, I don't know. And then, like, you just meet him and Day's just, like, super cool.
Yeah,
super,
he seems chill.
Yeah, super,
I've said
nice guy.
I've met him a few times off stream. Definitely seems super chill. I like him. And that's a very laid back photo.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
They're like, you want to take my picture? All right, fine.
All right, fine.
All right, so we got Day in seat 1 there. Directly to his left in seat 2, we have Brian.
Brian S.
And again, I absolutely love Brian. I mean, how can you not? Brian, I don't think doesn't he live more in the Bay Area? He doesn't actually live local.
I would guess that because of the Giants hat, but you know what?
Everybody rocks a Giants hat.
I don't know where everyone that comes on Stones Live lives.
Yeah, well, like 98% of them, though.
Right.
You're a really good
The next
stalker.
guy, I definitely know his address.
Okay.
And where he is between 4 and 6 p.m. every single day.
Oh, my God. So, Brian, super crusher. And to his left, another crusher, Arcady.
Arcady. Is it Arcady or Arcady?
I call him Arcady. I've always called him
fair
Arcady.
enough. Because you're like a pinball Arcady type dude.
Exactly, yeah. I hear the word arcade, we go with it. But I absolutely love him. Super good dude. I mean, I feel bad. Like, I mean, these are just good dudes. What else do you want me to say?
They're just good dudes.
They're just good dudes.
And good dude number 4
is Doughboy here.
Is Doughboy. Good dude Doughboy.
Now, Doughboy is a new player for me. Have you seen Doughboy before? Have you played
He
Doughboy
looks
before?
like... I feel like I've seen him at Stones before. I don't remember if I've had him on the stream before, but
I've seen him here before. This might be his first time in the stream. I don't know. We're gonna get some clarification in the chat as we're logging in here. But it looks like he's sitting on a pretty healthy stack size. Then directly to his left, James, and we've seen James on the stream a few times. Definitely regular here at Stones. Plays a lot of tournaments. Plays even more cash.
also a good dude.
Yeah. Also
good.
falls into that good.
Little known
category.
fact about James. Good dude.
Good dude.
Good dude.
Good dude.
All right.
All right.
Then we've got a hooded figure in seat 6.
His left. Who's the ninja in AC here? Who is this?
Doesn't even turn down.
Now, AC looks like he's just super ninja in disguise. I'm not entirely sure who that is.
Oh, AC. Is that AC Slater?
I don't know. He looks a little different from the Saved by the Bell days, but we'll go with it.
Yeah, not as buff.
I love it. Yeah, so anyway, he looks like he's all right. He's definitely got the death stare down, so we'll see how AC does tonight. Directly to his left, no stranger to the stream, that's Dave. Dave C.
Dave C.
I feel like Dave just showed up on the stream, like, I don't know, 6 months ago and just never left.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever leaves. I think he just stays
always
at
in
the
that
stream
seat.
table.
If you haven't been to Stones, Dave is just waiting next to the door. Every time you walk in.
Every time.
Hey.
You just walk in, you 50-50, you can look
I've got
left
a great
and say,
sweater
hey,
and
Dave.
better hair.
There
I'm
it
Dave.
is. All right, so we love seeing Dave, and then he looks like he's sitting pretty good too on stack of white there in front. And then to his left, we got Harlan. If you don't know Harlan, I guess you've just never played poker anywhere in California. I don't know what else to say.
Well, if you are first time to the stream, you might not know Harlan, but if you've been here a few times, you know Harlan.
Harlan
Full
has
show.
own command in the chat. Harlan is known for being a rangeless beast, is what we like to call it.
Rangeless beast?
Because I think Kelly Winterhalter said it best. He shows up on the river, he shows down a hand. You have no idea how he ended up there with that hand, but somehow it's good.
Doesn't matter.
And you gotta pay the man. So we love Harlan.
The board's just a bunch of cards.
Exactly. And then last but certainly not least, directly to his left, we have Sean Drake, another absolute crusher. The cool thing about Sean is, I mean, some people like grind cash to subsidize their tournament buy-ins. I feel like Sean could just grind cash for fun because he murders tournaments so badly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fair enough. I was going to say, this is first time I think maybe the second time, which I had Sean on like streams I've done.
Yeah.
But all of those have been like sit and goes tournaments. I think I might have had him on a cash game stream one time, but this will be one of the first or one of the first few.
Exactly.
So I think it'll be fun to watch.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's get this party cracking. Shouts out to the chat. Haven't got over to the Twitch side yet. I am on YouTube. I do see Matt Nichols, another regular here, Jenna Brown, Rick and Barstow, Pocket Ames.
Hotted's in the chat. I tweeted at him right before. He's a big streamer on Twitch. He does Warcraft.
Who is this?
Warcraft. Hotted 89. His name's
nice.
Alan. Yeah.
Very cool.
I met him at the WSOP. He does. He plays poker. He actually being coached by Victor Blumen.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Played the main event for the first time last year. He's a good dude. If you guys are ever looking to watch somebody play like PUBG and Fortnite in the European times, he's on there.
Fantastic.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I've been playing
main dude.
the ever-living crap out of PUBG lately. So
he's pretty good. And CS, all kinds of stuff. And his best game, World of Warcraft, but
yeah, now that's above my pay grade. All that stuff with World of Warcraft, all that stuff.
I'm pretty sure he's like the best druid of all time, or one of the best druids of all time in World of Warcraft. So it's pretty awesome.
All right, look at this fun board here. Okay, so AC did flop a straight draw and whiffed it. Brian flopped top pair, turned top and bottom pair. Looks like this is a little baby pot, and this is pretty much all but over here for AC.
Yeah, 10 deuce. Probably gonna get it done.
Making Brunson proud.
10 deuce. I used to listen to this podcast called The Children of Tendu.
That's all you think of every time you see 10 deuce, huh?
Yeah, now, in this moment, yes.
Right now.
So it's pretty awesome. All right, so Katie's got 3.1 thousand. So the main was 1,000, right? So you bought him for 1,000. So there's been some action. We usually start the stream like an hour before we start recording. So definitely chips flying around.
And now if you look at that, almost the smallest stack is about $600. Everybody else is above 1K, and this is what I love about Stones. The max buy-in was 1K,
right?
And now that is the shortest stack at the table. And this game's only been running for an hour.
Yeah.
Welcome to Stones Live.
It's gonna get wild tonight, folks. Real wild.
And see, the thing about having the crushers like this, at this level at this table, is because these guys are going for blood every time they're in a pot. Like, if they don't believe you, they're shipping it. This is going to be people stacking people right here. This is not, you know what I mean? You're not going to see a lot of these really, really light, limp, small pots. A lot of these players are very super hyper aggro. Look at this already. We got 6s, 4s.
We're not going to see a lot of limp pots as Arcady limps pocket fours.
I can't believe Arcady limp pocket fours right there. That's so not.
No. He didn't limp. He called from the small pot.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I apologize to Arcady. So.
Pocket Ames, I am a PC Master Race kind of guy. I play all my games on PC these days except for the obvious.
Oh, dude, yeah. Fortnite, PUBG, PC. I heard that Xbox PUBG is terrible.
Oh, it's the worst. They were so glitchy that my buddy had to go in. His other buddy, he couldn't even pick up ammo on the ground. So my other buddy had to pick up the ammo and then re-drop it. I'm like, whoa, let me get this straight. Your buddy has to mama bird you your ammo? This is the worst. Why would you ever play on that?
All right.
Anyways, I digress. We're back to poker though.
Stay tuned later. All these guys are going to be playing PUBG against each other. Just kidding. That'd be a fun side note. We don't have that kind of that many computers here for them
yet.
And they also probably spend more time playing poker.
True.
Which is why they're better than us.
Got it.
At poker.
That's why we're in here and they're down there.
It's actually on the same level. Over there. All right, Dave's opening up with some suited connectors. I like it. Looks like a min raise, unless that might be just like an agreed upon straddle or whatever. Sean.
I love me a good agreed upon straddle.
Makes it 40. Day calls in position with King Jack offsuit. Brian's not folding. And not only is he not folding, he's raising. So it's like 4 bets from the cutoff. Isn't that 4 bets? Unless the 10 is a straddle, I guess. So I guess it's a 3 bet to 135. Doughboy is calling from the small blind with a really solid hand, but in a weird position. I don't know. But I mean, King Queen. He's getting a good price.
Yeah, everybody's got some fun. It looked like AC just mucked 4s too, so we'll see if he. Oh, there we go. And I was wondering why he mucked it for $40. Obviously, Brian's 3 bet here is enough to get.
Yeah, that's right. So I wonder though, like with Doughboy's call, sometimes that'll incentivize people to call, but it does not. So he's heads up with Brian.
Oh, look at this. And both players
wow.
with a piece of it here. Doughboy with a straight draw. Brian with top pair, but all spaded board. Everybody hates life. No spade for either of them.
I am not. I'm actually pretty sure Doughboy. Wow. He check calls. Queen on the turn. Still behind. I mean, he's not against the flush. So but now he's in an interesting spot, though, with a pair. I don't know that he'll fold, but I don't know if Brian's going to fire this again. That's a tough board to fire into with only an ace, but...
Can he find more bullets? Oh, Vocal Terror with the cheers. Thank you very much, my friend.
That camera doesn't like Doughboy.
Yeah, the Doughboy cam here.
Doughboy actually has a thing. He has that thing that from Minority Report where he fuzzes up every camera that tries to see him. You never actually see a clear picture of Doughboy.
You think this is an accident? You think this is a game?
That's a legit thing.
All right, Queen here on the turn. Connects with Doughboy. Not enough. 3 on the river.
So it would have been interesting to see Doughboy get a little bit more active, like after he peels the turn. That's a pretty big call on that flop with King Queen. If he were to I don't know, check raise or something like that, he might have been able to take it down. It's way easier for me to say that when I don't have any money in the game. But if you're floating there and then checking, and then it gets checked behind, I think you might want to fire the river, sometimes at least, because you're never winning if you check. Probably. Well, no, that's not true. You have some showdown value with the queen. So I guess you are winning if you say he's betting 100% of flops after he 3-bets in position and you're in the small blind. He's going to c-bet more often than not any flop. So I take it back. Check, check, float, check, check. Not a terrible line. Now Brian's got another ace, this time with the queen. Off-suited. I have to pop out the chat.
Yeah, we're popping out some chats. Make sure, guys, if you haven't done it yet, you can join us either on our Twitch side or our YouTube side. Either way, just Google Stone's Live Poker. It should come right up for you here. And we make it really easy. We try to pop out chats on both sides so we can say hi to you guys.
Lots of...
See, Veronica's spoiled. Apparently all of our booth techs actually do this all for her because she's like, where are my windows? Where's my chat? So needy.
Yeah. What's up, Rick and Barstow? Donkey Puncher, what's up? I really just enjoy the names of the chat. I know we get a few.
Oh, and especially in YouTube because you can change them so easily.
Oh, really?
I
thought it was mine's actually Brent. It's my Google account.
So you can change them super easily in here. So I think it was Canadian Shooter. I mean, he just came back with every line from Moe's Tavern, the cheesy first and last name combos. Everything in there, Harry Rump. I mean, the whole nine, dude. All that. It was great.
What's up, Game Over? Game Over, Mang.
Game over, man.
Yep.
All right, so James A with the raise with ace deuce, popping it up to 45. Speaking of PUBG there, I've actually been playing PUBG with several dealers here, including Ben.
Oh, jeez.
He is stones deep on Steam.
Stones deep.
Stones deep.
Okay.
I play with him, play with a couple other people here. We call it the Chicken Boys because we like them winner chicken dinners.
Oh, nice.
All right, Jack 7-8 here connecting. Look at this
straight.
stone cold monster for Dave here with 9-10. Not a whole lot going on for anybody else here.
Harlan's got a piece though, so let's think. Dave's taking the passive line of checking. He's got 2 people acting behind him, so I don't hate that move. The problem is at some point you got to jump into gear, or you're not going to get any value.
You lose all your value. And I used to be when I was early in my game. I used to be the same way. I used to flop these huge hands or these, and I used to just check it down, and wait for somebody to catch up. And then I realized how many value streets I was losing out on.
Yeah.
You only have so many betting opportunities here, folks.
Yeah, it looks like he min-raised and James folded. I would say if you're going to take that line, flatting and then betting some amount on the river, hoping that whatever they bet on the turn connected on the river, but maybe there were 2 clubs, so maybe he's scared of the club flush. But the min-raise, if he's scared of the club flush, the min-raise is probably not going to get rid of a club flush. Like a flush draw, right? Especially ace-high flush draw, he's not going to fold for min-click if they're betting on the turn there, so...
almost
you
nobody
might have been able to get a little bit more.
Almost nobody folds for min-click. It's so... you min-raise me?
I think a lot of online tournaments, the min-click I kind of read that as strong because usually like aces is min
Yeah, you just don't want to think about
like,
it. Yeah. They're like,
so,
please come along. I am jealous of those headphones. Those look nice.
$25 at the Sacramento airport 2 times.
Not 2
Bought
times.
the same ones twice because I forgot to bring them once.
Oh yeah, I love it.
But the other ones, these are still like nice and clean. The other ones got spilled, a bunch of coffee spilled on them.
You got only $25. I like 5 pairs from different times.
Yeah, exactly. I love these headphones, so that's why I bought the exact same pair.
Just like those neck pillows in the airport, right?
I don't do neck pillows.
Well,
I get too high.
Oh, sorry.
I know.
I didn't mean to bring up a sore subject. You seem upset that you can't
Get
use
away from me with the freaking neck pillows over here. Jeez. James is 3-betting. He says, get your freaking neck pillows out of the spot.
Welcome to Stone's Live,
Lady No Muck's coming down March 24th. That's only 3 weeks. Not even 3 weeks.
Yes.
That's soon, James. Wow.
Lady No Muck in the house coming to Stones. I love it.
3-bet flop trips against
of course.
top pair. No big.
And it's what a setup too. Oh my god. So both players, it looks like they check through on the flop. 10 on the turn changes nothing. This ought to be fun. So
nobody's going to lead into him, which makes sense because now he's got top pair with a gutter ball.
So pots at like 345. Doughboy fires 200.
That's not a gutter ball. He's got top pair.
All right, my bad. I mean, I love a flat by James here on the turn.
Sure, you give Doughboy a chance to maybe bluff a flush here. I don't think James is going to fold for 250. Especially since this pot's pretty big. 250 is like a third pot.
Well, and the thing is the club is going to slow things down. He's going to go for the raise anyways.
Yeah,
he
all in.
It.
Ooh, that looks so tough. That's a move that might feel bluffy and might get a call from top pair in this spot.
And let me ask you this: it's sick. Let's play hypotheticals here, okay?
Okay.
Let's say hypothetically, Doughboy was on a flush draw and made a flush. Let's call it not even ace high. Let's call it middle of the road flush. Can he call this shit by James here? Can he call
bad flush is going to be tough to call.
Right, but nut flush, obviously you're more apt to call.
Nut flush, he might call. I mean, he probably will call.
Yeah, with the paired board, and especially the action pre. You got. I mean, unless you're putting on James with the 3-betting you with queens or something, you're not putting James on a 7 here with the 3-bet pre. He's not.
What's interesting is James makes it like 1.2. There's no way Doughboy can win this hand because he can't call. Obviously, or he might be able to call. But he's never going to have enough to bet him off. It looks like he's got 1,900. So he adds like 700 more. I don't think it's going to work. So Dave actually, or was it not Dave? James. I was like, sorry.
Cashbox 001. I saw that sub. Thanks, buddy. Always appreciate it. Again, the chat is a big part of why we do what we do. You guys are awesome. And honestly, I absolutely love the chat. Everybody's normally interactive. Most of the time they're friendly. There's a couple bad apples in there, but you know. Where isn't there? I love it. You guys are the best. Thank you.
What do you guys think about that raise? I kind of think like a lot of people are like, oh well, if you're, you raise to either
so he
get called by worse.
Did he overraise to make it look bluffy?
Well, it wasn't really an overraise because Doughboy bets like 250 into about 800
and he
or
shipped,
750.
and he shipped 1.2, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
I think if he would, I think he could have got maybe a little.
So he got it's like another 1,000, like 1,000 to call.
You know what?
That's pretty big.
Let's
like a pot size.
Let's say he barely min clicks it back. Let's say he barely min raises him back.
That might incite a little bit more things because now Doughboy has some sort of fold equity in the sense if he shoves.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't really know if there's a way you can get much more value out of Doughboy.
But he's going to hate if he gets snapped off right there. Although he's probably thinking, you probably bet, is Doughboy ever going to lead into him with a flush draw? Mm-hmm. Maybe on a paired board.
I don't know Doughboy's MO. I mean, I know other players who definitely love firing on the draws. You know.
Yeah. What's up, Poker Pro Eric? I love that. Like the conversation in the chat currently is more centered around ladies' weekend, apparently.
Yeah. I love it. So Doughboy there, a little bit of redemption here. Ace King flops top pair, takes it down.
Wait, does that mean that Lady No Muck is bringing ladies to Stones?
That's awesome.
Along with Lady No Muck, there's going to be like Lady No Muck, Lady No More, Lady Shove All In,
Lady No Mas. Now, unfortunately, you see Day there. Looks like he's eating maybe a steak and fries.
Steak and fries.
I hope that works out okay for him because we all know how much the salad is.
I don't think anybody's eating salad at this table.
Yeah, no salad. The salad's plus EV, guys. Everybody knows you gotta eat a. Yeah, okay, Lady No Muck. When you come and you bring all the friends, eat a salad. You will endorse the run good.
Hi yourself. Plus, you keep. Ladies no call. Lady no call. Yeah, lady no muck, lady no shove, lady no raise, lady. I don't
Lady,
know.
no woman, no cry.
Yeah, exactly.
All
He's
right,
really into reggae.
Wow, look at this. Ace, queen, ace, king, king 10, pocket eights. Game on here.
King 10 is definitely like the top of.
Harlan's totally in the worst hand here, and he's the one initiating the raise on 50.
Unless action gets crazy pre, there's no way Harlan is folding.
Oh, Harlan's our initial raiser on the button.
Exactly. Which is not, I mean, it's a perfectly good raise.
So check this out.
Wow.
A little bit of something for everybody here. AC kind of misses it here, but Dave with a straight draw, Brian with top pair, as does Harlan.
Okay, so here, the pot's currently $210. How big is this pot on the river? Let's set over under, because I feel like this pot.
I want to set the line at like 1,300, 1,200. No. Like
I'm gonna go
1,500
under because I noticed that 3 people just checked.
Oh no! I'm losing so much bet equity here.
Oh, ace queen gets out of there. It's definitely gonna be under now.
Oh, a 10 would be such a setup though if ace queen that was still in there.
Yeah.
All right, so 9 comes. His board's getting more coordinated, more kind of set up.
It's probably going check on the turn, but Harlan is unconventional and might not take the standard line that you might take with this holding.
I think what Harlan's picking up on too a lot is that a lot of people check to Harlan hoping he bets, like almost thinking it's Harlan. He's gonna bet, right?
And if you're Brian and you know him at all, yeah, sure, you probably want to see.
And I think that a lot of people have been trying to kind of play that angle, but it's great because Harlan, he's not like on an autopilot. He's not on auto bet every time. So a lot of times when people check and Harlan checks behind, they're like, damn it.
You're convinced you have the best hand here as Brian, I think you need to flat.
Yeah.
But, it looks like that's what he's going to do. And Matt Nichols from YouTube chat says, is this a new look at Stones, the porn stash? Brent, do we all have to shave the beards and goatees? Yes. It's a standard move.
I almost did it tonight. Our next show, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Our next show, I'm doing it. Straight
all
up.
right. You guys heard it here.
So check this out. On the river gives Harlan the straight. Unfortunate news for Brian. Brian had 80% equity on the turn.
Brian's passive approach to where he's going to get all that Harlan money
is going to start
just backfired. Yeah.
Passive goes into passing chips. Is what it is.
Well, I mean, he could probably get away from this. I think
this is a super coordinated board.
He doesn't look interested at all with just top pair. He's like, okay, how does Harlan not make this? Even like a 2 pair, not a straight.
That's what I mean. There's
a queen jack.
There are an infinitesimal number of hands that Harlan could have there that just crush your world.
Isn't that not very many?
It's probably like 2.
Small.
I think it's like 2.
I thought, maybe I forgot. I don't know.
All right, once again, guys, walking around the table, the green chips are 25s, the red chips are 5s, the white chips are hundos.
Lady, no lady.
Lady No Muck, she said we're all coming. She's gonna be Lady All In.
Lady All In. So Lady No Muck's real persona, like live poker persona, is Lady All In.
Well, think about it. Lady No Muck, she's not mucking. Lady All In, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere, so you can bet whatever you want.
Deal. Yeah, that's awesome. I think Stone's gonna be a great place. You're gonna love it.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and Vanessa Cade will be in the house. Speaking of fun poker ladies, Vanessa Cade will be in the house next week.
That's next week. Wow.
I know.
So soon.
Time flies.
Yeah, so she's gonna.
I gotta get my onesie dry cleaned, ready to party.
Oh yeah. You have a onesie
kidding. I'm just gonna wash it myself. Oh yeah, it's a shark. But I'm not a card shark.
She has a shark too, though. Are you guys both gonna be sharks?
I don't know what she picked, but she gave me a list of onesies, and it was just like. It was just like a scroll of man, how many onesies do you have?
This is just to be fun. Aces versus aces.
Oh yes.
Versus 8-6.
Okay, how much do you want to bet they just get it all in pre and they heads up and they flip it over and laugh?
All of the money, because there's no way Harlan is gonna fold to a bet. He might fold to a 3-bet. In fact, never mind.
Well, that's what I mean. I thought
he initially raised.
I can't believe Dave wouldn't 3-bet here, but he's not. But I guess if you want 3-way action. This is the easy way to get it.
Some people take this line in a cash game where you flat, but it's going to be really... He's in position, but he's got Harlan to his left, which is going to make it very weird for him to play post-flop, I think.
Guys, let's get weird. Let's play weird poker.
You might want to get weird.
Let's get weird.
Got a sharp sweater on. Maybe he wants to get a little weird. It looks like he's like, no, I don't really... No, let's get weird. He just calls, and then Harlan's never going to fold... especially with another player. I don't think Harlan was folding anyway, but... he's 100% not folding now. All right.
Well, honestly, a queen or jack high flop would have been absolutely detrimental for Harlan.
Harlan would win this hand if he plays queen jack. It's not impossible. If it does come running clubs, though, Day has him beat.
He's going to be running queen jack or running queen queen or jack jack.
be real though.
He needs all the queens and jacks, but if anybody can do it, Harlan can.
I don't know that Harlan is going to call because Dave is probably not folding.
Oh, I don't think.
To one bet on this board.
No way, and I don't think Harlan's going to call either.
I think, but if Harlan did some kind of squeeze play right here, well, I don't think it would work.
No, it
But I wouldn't
work at
be
all,
terribly surprised.
It's so nasty with Dave flatting. It actually opens the door for Harlan to get out of line, but he doesn't. Harlan makes the correct move. He lays it down. Ghost of M in the house. What's going on? Are you coming out next week with Vanessa Cade? Because you totally should.
6 on the turn. I like it. This is gonna keep both players. Like, there's no way.
Matt Nichols says, "Good thing Bill H isn't playing. That flop is totally in his range." Truth. Those are true
No,
words.
you could argue that that's in Harlan's cutoff raising range for sure. I mean, 5-6, like 4 or 5 suited, these kinds of hands could totally be in everybody's cutoff raising range. It'll just be interesting to see how much in love Dave is with his hand on this board, because I don't think Dave's going to let up. And Dave is probably going to bomb the river here.
Well, and here's the deal with Dave is he's completely under-repped his hand. He's playing super coy the entire time. He's just been calling. There's no way he's going anywhere because he's gotten exactly what he's wanted.
He's raising.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's pulling out raising chips. This will be really interesting. If he goes, okay, Dave's not going to fold.
Super aggro
You could rip it as Day because you have the ace of clubs if you want to like bluff or kind of semi-bluff. Like, I guess it's like a full-on bluff.
6 board pair on the turn is nasty because this.
Yeah, but you don't hate this. What did he do this? If he has pocket 6s, he has quads, right?
No, I know.
So is Dave limp? Because I think he limp
called a 3-bet.
Yeah.
He's not calling a 3-bet with
He's
5,
got a
6,
big
4,
hand
5.
here,
He's
like
not
an overpair.
Yeah.
He probably does not have pocket 6s. I don't think I could.
Well, because I think some players do limp call and try to set mine with small pairs like pocket 6s.
Sure, but you're calling
deuces
135.
But not
please.
Dave's not limp calling that.
If the river is a club, and Day shoves, I don't know that it's going to be enough actually. Now that Dave raised, because Dave only has 900 behind. No. Day hasn't called yet.
No, he hasn't. Speaking of PUBG, my man RD in the house. What is going on? Always a pleasure. I've been binging a lot of PUBG lately, and it's been way too much fun. All right,
please, Day. Please, you have the ace of clubs. I think Day is fully capable of this.
Do you think he can rip it and get him to fold?
I don't know if he can get him to fold. 900 into you're getting 3-1. But man, if he calls your raise and then jams this for your remaining stack.
And let's take a look real quick, guys. Obviously, our numbers on Dave's chip count are off. Dave doesn't have 900. Look at that. He's got.
That's true.
He's got
12,
he's got
17,
like over 2,000.
18, 22.
Yeah, he's got over 2,000.
So actually, I think if he shoves, that's sick.
It is sick. So
not sick. It's great.
So Dave checks over to Dave. That's too small to bet. I mean, that's too small for Dave not to call.
But Dave has the ace of clubs, so now he rips it. I don't think he'll rip it, but I don't think he's folding. I don't know, man.
Justin Caritis in the house on the YouTube side. What's going on? You are on vacation. Aren't you in Vietnam or something? Get the heck out of here. Enjoy the party, man. I know they have better.
Just making sure we didn't burn the place down.
So he bets 1K, it's 3.6K, he bets $1,000. I think Dave's stacking up to make a pretty easy call. It's great. I think I want to see their reaction here when he calls and he sees Dave C flip over aces. It's going to be great.
Well, it is interesting. Ghost of M in Twitch chat says interesting because he's betting like half his remaining stack, roughly, right?
All right, let's watch this here.
Both are
Dave
so
looks disappointed. They look so disappointed.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, agreed. I agree with Poker Pro Eric. That hand had a lot of potential, especially when the club hits the river. But as soon as they check, it's like, okay, it's gonna be a chop.
I think once both those players got aces, I was like, no matter how this hand works out, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna enjoy it.
But at the very end, it's sort of like Lost. If you really loved it all the way to the end, and then you were just kind of like, okay, it's over.
Well, and that's the best part. So we talked about Dave under-repping his hand. And it's weird because I have been in situations where I've under-repped my hand. I've limp called a big hand like kings or aces or queens or something. And the problem is that the problem I encounter is that when somebody else starts firing into me at that point, I'm thinking they're firing into me because they're thinking that I'm weak or they're thinking that their regular top pair or whatever is
he's like,
the best.
I'm better than you are.
And so I have to figure out, are you just firing because you think I'm weak, or are you firing because you can actually have a hand that beats my super under-repped, really strong hand? You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, where are we at? Loud noises, I'm scared, I need an adult.
Donkey Puncher over on YouTube. Then they say, you play that crap. Yeah. I mean,
That's
there's
standard.
a lot of
That's so
cliche
standard.
poker stuff that happens.
That's so standard. Even the word standard is standard. But seriously, I mean, every time somebody flips over the same hand as you, you're like, and I'll never forget the first time I said that, I was trying to needle this guy so hard, and I was just like, I checked, he bet, I shipped it all in, he snap calls, and I just flip it over, and I'm like, nuts. Like a weird hand, I went, runner, we should never have that. And he just super chill flips it over, and he's just like, yeah, me too, same hand. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm an ass. I'm the worst. I completely changed my poker demeanor after that. I'm like, I'm just, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry. I apologize for like trying to slam it on the table. And he's like, yeah, I know, same hand. Next question.
No, that's what I think. So Ghost of M, what I think makes the bet interesting is he bets 1,000 of his remaining like 2,200. So he's kind of representing that he's never going to fold. Right?
Yeah.
Dave could raise and Dave could fold, but if he bets 1,000, I think he's way more likely. Dave is way more likely to win that pot if he decides that A, he's got a decent chance to have the best hand. If he shoves the river, he might get called by a hand like king or queens because that board run out is not too bad. He's rarely up against a flush, I think, because what hands is Dave C gonna limp call a 3-bet with?
Once again, guys, if you are new to the stream, or even if you're not and you haven't done it yet, click that heart, click that follow, click that subscribe button, wherever the hell you're watching us from. We appreciate it. We're here with you at least Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and upcoming here later this month, and I think we're broadcasting like literally half of April. Literally. So
it's going to be a big.
Speaking of big, look at this.
So big.
God, it's so scary with all the clubs, though, but Brian flops top 2. This is familiar territory. Last time we had a flop like this, Brian had ace-king and Harlan had king-10. And ended up running out on him here, but this is kind of a scary board. It's all clubs, no club for anybody.
Harlan with a pair and a gutter. A pair and a gutter. Which might not seem like a lot on a 3-club board.
Pair and a gutter. Pretty much sums up my life.
And I don't think Brian's going to fold to many bets, especially a bet from Harlan on this board.
AC can find a fold for a $2 bet, actually.
Yeah, for sure. Like, AC probably would have open mucked if he, I guess.
If it was allowed, really. Oh, God, Harlan, oh my God.
This is so gross. Okay, so if it goes check, well, okay, let's try to, because I see the cards, I try to think of it in terms of like, what line can Harlan take to get all of Brian's chips, right? Or vice versa. Right?
Apparently none. Looks like it said fold.
I don't think he's
so.
open mucking.
Yeah.
He might fold to a $300 bet here with top 2.
There you go. So he checks over to Harlan, and this is exactly the way Brian played his ace-king before. He's hoping it works out better for him this time. Unfortunately,
I don't think he's going to do it again. I don't think he's just going to flat. Maybe.
So you can see the remaining outs on the top there, guys. 4 total outs normally, but we can actually see that the Queen of Diamonds was folded pre-flop. So he's got 3 true outs. We calculate true outs here on stones.
Poker Pro Eric, I think a lot of people would fawn over Deb.
Yeah, Deb is absolutely, oh my God. Wow.
The problem though is Brian really going to get
value from almost anything?
What happens when he bets here? Harlan can get away from it.
He can get exactly. I mean, he can't bet too much. He can get a little bit of light value from a 10.
Do you check him at Harlan bet? And maybe you lose some value against because Harlan is definitely capable of checking behind.
I don't think the risk is worth it. I think Harlan is, like I said, Harlan is what I categorized before as organized chaos. Okay, so just because you check doesn't mean Harlan auto bets. I think with that river, I think with that river, I think Harlan easily finds a check behind, and you don't want to.
So you have to bet here, and at least make it. I just think this is not a hard place for Harlan to get away because. I mean, he loses to flush, which is probably not going to bet this river anyway. But yeah, I mean, what is Brian going to call his bet on the turn with that doesn't include some combo of?
That's what I mean. It's got. I feel like. How are you good here? I mean, but it's rough though because I mean you have the boat and you're thinking I'm only scared of an ace, right? And the sweet spot for Brian is he's not going anywhere because I mean with ace queen he's got the 1-up boat. You literally gotta go anywhere. It's like show me quad 10s or dope. I'm in for whatever you want to put in the middle.
No way he's gonna see. If the dad from This Is Us didn't die, he'd be Brent. That's a huge compliment.
Dude, that's a huge compliment.
I wish a lot of like single women in Sacramento felt that way.
That guy is a beast mode.
He's ripped. I've got this. I have like a gut for both.
No. All he's doing is he's showing you what's actually there. We just can't see it yet. Not a big deal.
Right,
Not a big deal. That's a sneak preview.
Yeah, Underboat, I agree. I don't think Harlan... We give Harlan a lot of like jokes and prods for playing a lot of hands, but he's also very smart.
Did he just let that go there?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't call it.
That's what I mean. I think that if you watch... The thing about Harlan is this. If you catch Harlan in just little tiny snippets of Harlan moments, you'll think he's a total like lush and just bets everything and just spews chips, right? But that's not Harlan.
Yeah.
That's not though. Like Harlan is the guy who is very, like I said, organized chaos. Dude.
No, yeah, he's fully aware of what's going on. He's paying attention to everything. He
might make a call a little bit more loose than some folks, but he's not just a complete like betting fire cannon, just like dumpster fire.
Yeah, he wants you to think he's a wild person, but you saw it pop on the screen. We mention it a lot, but if you're not already following on Twitch or YouTube or both, please do. That way you know when we're on all the time. Plus, makes us feel good.
Absolutely. Makes me happy inside.
It makes Justin feel good. He's on vacation. His pina coladas taste extra good. I don't even know if he drinks pina coladas, but if he does,
he definitely
it's going to taste great.
He definitely does. He flares the pinky the whole 9 yards. Follow us on the tube. Follow us on the Twitch. We don't care
also,
what you follow
Twitter,
us on.
Stones Live Poker. That's where you're going to get the pre-announcements for all the stuff that's coming up, and it's a huge list of stuff.
All right, check this out here. Queen high for AC, but he does have 2 overs and a straight draw. Harlan here with ace high, currently the best of it.
We'll have to like modify some of these songs for Stones Live purposes. Like if you like pina coladas and getting called by Fat Train.
I love it.
If you like making it 1200
and getting loose called by Fat Train.
Pretty much
like winking in the big
pretty much the
box.
entire song is about how much money you can make if you play a Fat Train.
Yeah, that's it. There you go, guys. This is it's my donation song, and it was a tax write-off for me just making the song, so it was really good.
Speaking of, we got another underboat. Brian's betting, and it's going to take it down.
Oh, you guys are the best. I love it.
Who doesn't drink pina colada? I don't. Ugh, Rick and Barstow gets an ugh in the YouTube chat from Justin for not drinking pina colada.
If I lived in Barstow, I think I'd probably just drink pina coladas like 24/7.
Let's see. It's Barstow somewhere.
Yeah, it's always Barstow somewhere. Actually, I was hanging out with some family over the holidays, and one of my family members had a watch, and every number on it was 5, because it's always 5 p.m. somewhere. And I'm like, wow, that's well played.
Yeah.
Well played. Only when you want to go start binge drinking at 9 a.m.
Jimmy Buffett money, right?
Yeah,
is it Jimmy Buffett that sings that song?
Yeah.
I have this weird thing where I just like hate Jimmy Buffett. I don't hate him like personally. I don't know him.
You just don't like his blenders, Margaritaville blenders.
Although when I was in Virginia, I did eat at Cheeseburger in Paradise a few times. And that song is the reason why I hate Jimmy Buffett.
Oh my God, that's funny. I actually ate there in Oahu on Waikiki a while back.
Because that's like the only song they play. Anyway.
All right, Brian here with aces here pops it to 40. Arcadie's gonna find a call.
Harlan and Arcadie got those ace crackers going.
Show me any sort of deuce 3 type flop. Whoa! Too many deuces though. Too many deuces.
Too many deuces.
Now this is kind of a cool board for Brian, and here's why. If anybody has some sort of king X like we see AC has here, even if AC connects with a jack, Brian is still just absolutely crushing this board all the way. You can see there he's got 83% equity with 3 players in.
Would you consider raising here? He does. It looks like he raises. Yes.
For me, especially since AC has been pretty snuggish so far, he hasn't really played too many hands, I would instantly put him on a king. I wouldn't be fearful of any other card coming out but a king. And so I wouldn't find a raise there quite yet. I think I'd flat and check the turn, let him fire again.
Yeah, I think maybe Brian's thinking that that's like a very standard line with his hand, but maybe now you want to like bluff hearts or something, like raising this board. AC's not convinced or not really coming along. I don't know.
Oh, and AC got away.
Yeah, and he's bummed. He thought it was going to work.
This is why.
Sometimes you try to take a different line or a line that's a little bit more aggressive to try to build a pot. And
this is why, because AC could easily put Brian on any sort of ace, king, queen there, and he's crushed.
This is what I think this game is going to be very interesting. It's already been interesting. We've been going for 40 minutes, but I don't think There are some like loose-ish kind of players at the table, but I don't think anybody's like a complete and utter wild person that's just going to like make it.
There's no what I call.
I think that's like there's not a spot at this table.
Exactly.
I would not want to play it.
No, exactly, and this is what I'm talking about. When you sit down at a table, they should easily be able to pick out a few players where you're like, okay, those guys are the ones that I'm going to try to take money from because it should just be easier than the majority, right?
Yeah.
There's really not anybody at this table that I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just snap that guy all day.
To give you some sort of, I would probably play hands against Sean Drake. At this table,
but only
which is gonna get a bit wild. Yeah.
No, but only because you can like at least put him on like a
you have a general idea.
Guaranteed range. You can just think, how would a tournament pro play this hand? That's how Sean Drake's playing it.
This, what's up, Mr. Smiley over in the YouTube chat, who I believe is, I think his Twitch name is Mythical Man Legend. I believe that's it. So he's been around for a bit.
Solid. Not vain at all. I like it.
Yeah. Well, I think the last time he came into the chat, he said, "Sup, mortals." So
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I know that humility is one of Mr. Smiley's great qualities.
I like Mr. Smiley is a definite regular in the chat. I like him. All right. So Kings here versus Nines catching up. Jack high board. Kings still in the lead. James first to act. He's going to fire 245 in the pot. A quick call by Brian. Oh, did he check raise Brian? Oh, he check raised Brian on the flop. And Brian finds the call.
I mean, that's not a bad board for your hand, and the diamond might get another call.
Yeah, exactly. Brian, the only player with a diamond here.
It would be interesting to see, because like James is probably not. I don't think James bets here. Yeah. Wow.
Just Credit says, who likes the band Hanson? I think you meant to say who likes Bart Hanson. I think you, no, that's probably a typo there.
He's drinking pina coladas. He's definitely listening to Hanson right now. Seat 7 is
his
the
beautiful
best.
girlfriend's like out on the beach chilling, and he's just like, baby, I have to watch poker
No,
on my
he's got
laptop
the
in the
phone,
room.
yeah.
I have to watch laptop. I have to watch poker. Let it out.
Ghost event. Like pre-HGH Hanson. He might get called here. The check on the turn could mean a lot of things. The 2 pairing the board isn't terrible for James. And he still beats a random like Queen Jack combo here because the 2 gives him 2 pair as well. So I mean,
Vocal Terror says seat 7 is the best seat in the house. I mean, I don't know. Then I have Arlen and Sean Drake right to my left?
Oh,
I don't know about that.
I think he's just talking about the spot. I don't know, which is weird because when he played PLO and made tons of chips during the stream and after the stream, he was not in seat 7. So I wonder why he loves seat 7.
Yeah, you nailed it. Mr. Smiley says, yeah, the Mythical Man Legend is my handle. You got it. All right, so Brian here firing 310 when the flush does get there. And James just in that good old crappy spot we've all been in. 4 diamond board, and you basically have to reach down and figure out, do you actually have the diamond or not?
Maybe he's thinking about raising. I'm not suggesting that that's a good play, but I'm also not suggesting that's a bad play.
Yep, Ghost of M nailed it, guys. Wow, chalk up another loss for Kings in Sacramento. That is how we do it. Kings die in a dumpster fire all day. Unfortunately, here on the stream, it's so bad. I would say Kings on the stream are probably like a 70 to 80% loss rate. It's nasty. It's nasty. Kings go down in flames on this stream on the regular. I'm not going to do the math, guys, but all of our shows are archived on YouTube. You can go back all the way to the beginning of time, literally the land.
Someone, let's get a stat guy on that. Find out how many times Kings have lost on Stone's Life.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to scroll through like a couple thousand hours of footage.
We might be busy for a while.
Speaking of which, Book for Eric says, by the way, the Kings, the basketball team are actually down 41 to 27 right now. Again, Kings, Sacramento.
Yeah.
Not good right now. Like we say, guys, the Veronica and Friends with special guest Vanessa Cade is coming up next week.
Boom.
She's going to be in town. We're going to have a couple days of straight.
In town for the week, for sure.
Yeah, Cade action. So she's going to be in Veronica and Friends game. She's going to be in the booth. It's going to be awesome. I know there's going to be some onesies involved. Yeah. It's going to be fantastic. Definitely tune in next week if you haven't done so yet. Click, follow, subscribe, stalk, all of the above. We love you. Yeah,
Vanessa's also Twitch streaming. If you guys aren't, follow us, but also throw Vanessa a follow for sure. Bomb Pot. We have a new graphic. Bomb Pot.
So, guys, that is our new dealer change. That is Phil, I call P Money here. He is a great representation here as a dealer about how dealers, everybody says dealers can't play. I see Phil at so many friggin' final tables.
He was at the last
That's what I mean.
Sunday final
He's
table.
the one who busts that myth. Every time he's at the final table, I'm like, that right there. That is your prime example of dealers who can play. So bomb pot, guys, everybody throws in, looks like, what, 25 bucks here. We go to a flop. We play it out post-flop. Game on. Pot's at 2 1/4. All right, Jack, deuce 7. God, try to take all these hands in here. Holy crap.
Yeah, I might want to wait till it whittles down a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like Arcady might be in the lead here with his pair of 7s. Looks like that's the best so far.
Gonna see a free turn.
Oh, that's 2 pair there for Arcady. Now, Harlan and Sean Drake both with a wicked gut shot straight draw off an 8 peels. Doughboy also with a gut shot.
He's got open.
Oh, open-ended now after the turn, yeah. Everybody, they make a joke about Harlan's wheel spinning, guys, because Harlan is notorious for winning these super large bomb pots. Like, Harlan runs so good in bomb pots, it's not even funny. If we're just going gamble, gamble, luck, I feel that Harlan's luck is always going to be better
Definitely
than mine.
all-time highest net of bomb pots.
Oh, for sure.
It's made the most.
For sure. So you can see Arcady with a solid grip on his hand here with 2 pair. There you go, Ghost of Ev type there in the Twitch. You can see Harlan's crazy 5-5, crazy bomb pot, rack attack, all the above there. On the Twitch side, you can also see it on the YouTube side there. Click on that link and enjoy. That's always good stuff.
Who's gonna take this one down? Do you think it checks through in the river and then someone's just happy to take?
Oh yeah,
I don't think Arcade
I would check. I would check for sure. I would check call for showdown value all day here.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
Brian's not bluffing, so Arcady's gonna win.
It's funny. A lot of times, you hear the dealer say, "First to flip wins." You see how quick Arcady flipped his hand? First to flip wins. Got it.
I like that though because he was first to act, I think. Actually, maybe not. I'm not sure. But he was first to act, so I think that's good. If you have 2 pair on that board, nobody's checking. I'm of the school where you should be showing your hand, not waiting and waiting and waiting to see.
No way. No.
But I mean, you have the right to do whatever you want. But I'd be a big fan of you if you turned your hand over right away because
I think as time went on, I mean, I tell people straight up, like if somebody calls my bluff or whatever, I mean, I just flip it over, dude. I'm not gonna sit here. I mean, I'll just straight tell them. And here's the worst. I'll straight tell people, you got me, I missed, good call, and they're like, show it, and they have a monster.
Show it.
And I'm just like, all right, man, here it is. They're like, show it. I'm like, relax.
The best moments are like, oh, you got me. No, man, you got me. Oh no, you definitely got me. And
Yeah,
he shows, and he's
and
like,
it's
oh,
still
I do
good.
got you.
Oh, my
no,
God.
or like they go back and forth a few times. Oh, you got me. No, I got you.
Oh, I snap called somebody with ace high, and they're like, you got me. I'm like, yeah. And then I flip it over, and they flip over like bottom pair. I'm
And they're like, nope.
crap.
Oh, no,
I
the
knew
back
you were
and forth.
weak.
That
I didn't know you
happens a
were.
lot. The, oh, you got me when they call light,
Yeah.
and they actually pick off a bluff or something. But the 4th time, we're like, oh, you got me. No, you probably got me. No, you definitely got me. Oh, no, you got me. Trust.
All right, so AC here finds ace king. Looks like he's going to ship it in.
Ship it.
Not much, yeah, there we go. Not much run good so far for AC. I think he got tired of just having it to fold to these pots.
AC's in an alright spot though because with 400 he's playing that kind of 3-bet shove game
Yeah.
where he wants to gamble with the shorter stack against some of these big stacks instead of buying in. Brent, I've seen that you got me in terms so often no one shows a me. No, yeah, like these guys will go back and forth. You got me like 4 times, and then the original guy who said you got me actually wins the hand.
Yeah.
With like 8 high or something, and he's like,
yeah.
how did this happen? It's pretty funny.
The best is when somebody calls somebody down with like calls a huge bet on the river with like queen high or something like that, and the other person just flips out when they show. I've seen guys like say, "Hey, you got me," and then instant muck their hand, and the guy who instantly calls him flips over
Don't
and shows
instant-muck
that I
your
called
hand.
you with queen high.
Yeah.
And the sick part is the other guy was like, "Oh, that was still good." I'm like,
that
that's so
part,
sick.
yeah.
But even then, I mean, it's so sick that you can flip that over and you're like, no, I want you to see it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you out easy. I want you to see that I called you with queen high, that I made a soul
I'd be
read on
happy
you.
to just win the pot. I'll
Yeah,
take it
I
down.
know.
I'm
I'll
not
take the
gonna
monies.
show.
Take all
What
the
happened? I'm not sure how many people in the chat play Deuce to 7 triple drop, but it's a low ball game where if you make a straight, your hand is no good. Like, you don't have a low. If you have a straight, you can only beat a better straight because you want the worst hand. So I was playing, it's just like a small game, 4-8 mix, and this lady that was playing there all night bets the river. I call, and she says, I have a 9. And I muck my hand, and she turns over a 9 high straight.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I never normally do that, but like the times you do it is when it's like, oh, you kind of pay. It's like, okay, well, I'm never doing that again.
All right, so, there we go. That's a fun card. So now AC actually turns open-ended. Brian had a 4 on the flop. Sean and Harlan both with the battle here. Harlan actually has the best of it still.
Sounds like JFK Stones has decided that if you say you got me, you should automatically lose no matter what your cards are.
Well, it's funny you say that.
Look for that in a future tournament.
It's funny you say that. I have a great story about that we'll get into after this hand here. So checks around. Sean bets 185. Dave C gets out of the way. Battle of the pairs. This is always fun here. Trying to figure out if he really has a king or he doesn't. Considering everybody checked the flop, wouldn't be surprised to see
sounds like
a call here from Harlan. But he's let it go. Let it go. Okay, speaking of the you got me, you should automatically lose no matter where your cards are. A long time ago at the Lucky Derby, before it became part of Stones, okay? Playing a large game, no limit, make a stone cold bluff on the river, guy tanks forever, calls me. I literally look at him and say, everybody's cards are face down. Say, nice call, you got me. And he looks me right in the eyes, he's like, yeah, that's what I thought. And then takes his cards, throws them in the muck, and starts to reach in for the pot. The dealer instantly stops him and says, what are you doing? And then I table my hand because I just was throwing it out anyway. I just flipped it face up, and she pushes me in the pot. Obviously, you can imagine the guy loses his mind, calls over the floor.
Let me speak to you. Of all time.
Yeah, let me speak to your manager. Yeah, I was super angle shooting. I said, "Nice call, you got me." He's like, "Yeah, that's what I thought," and then like throws.
I mean, it's his bet. I mean, the whole thing with angle shoot is it's not even necessarily like evil or mean spirited. It's just like.
I was being 100%
your grasp of the way things work at a table is usually solid enough where like you knew once he tossed his hand in that now you had won the pot, and then it may not have been your intention, but I could see why somebody might get upset at that. But I also can see like why are you throwing your hand away? Like
I feel like
most people hold their hands till they get the pot.
Now, obviously, I just sat there and kept shut. I mean, the situation explained itself. I didn't say anything. I wasn't gonna needle the guy. I was just sitting there, whatever. But let's just call that a solid teaching moment, because you ain't never doing that again. That's a one and done thing.
He's not.
Guaranteed.
Also, watch
his hand in his sleep.
Never muck to Justin ever.
I say,
always table your hand. That way you can take the pot.
I look at him. No
matter what he says.
I look at him and say, just 2 pair, hoping they fold.
Jedi mind trick this guy. Man, I didn't realize you were such an angle shooter.
Oh, man.
Justin, can we change the name? There's no way your name is Fat Train anymore.
My best angle shoots are the completely unintentional angle shoots now.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, those probably are the best ones.
All right, Brian was already in the lead here, and he does make his hand just a little bit better here. Rivers are straight. Not much going on for James.
Did you rub it in and punk it?
Exactly what I did. I said, that's what you get, kid. That's what I call a sack.
Boom.
That's what you call a sack lunch. No.
Teaching moment. Grey's Anatomy moment.
Learn from it. And then I flicked him in the forehead. No, I'm just kidding. I did none of those things. Just kidding.
Don't do that. If you're going to angle shoot, at least be quiet about it. So we got Ghost of M saw dealer accidentally muck somebody's winning hand on the stone bubble at WP2 qualifier, even though the player was screaming, stop!
Oh my
Floor
God.
Came and rule, the hand was dead.
No.
Look, let's be honest. There is a thing. The general like overarching rule is that like each of us is responsible for our own hand. So that guy mucking his hand is, that's on him, even though maybe he was a little nudged. Maybe he was a little nudge. A bit of a nudge.
I just did a little salt bay on him, let him know what's up.
But, I mean, I've seen a few different things like that. I know I played like a PLO, like a mixed Omaha tournament where you played Big O, Limit 08, and PL 08. We played one hand. I folded on the turn. The guys show their hands on the river, and one guy has 5 cards in the small blind, and then his hand gets like totally tossed out.
Yeah.
And the other guy wins the hand. And it's like, I'm never gonna check, right, that he has like 4 cards or 5 cards. So I'm just never gonna play one of those mixed Omaha tournaments again for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Because you never know. Like somebody could have 5 cards and think that you're playing that game. or he knew full well what was going on and hoped nobody would notice.
Yeah, no
Those
way.
kinds of things, it's hard.
All right, so Harlan here, ace queen on the button, makes it 50 to go. Brian, are you calling her to go at 10 deuce? You're so sick, and we love it. Brian just loves to play pots
It's a
against
straddle,
Harlan.
maybe. I
He
think.
loves to play
Oh,
pots
but he's
against Harlan.
calling. He's defending the straddle.
So deuce 3-7 here. He does have the best of it now. He connects
If you're
with his
going to
deuce.
angle shoot, look, I don't angle shoot. I have a funny angle shooting story. Brian hits a pair.
Looks like the flop. Brian checked. Harlan bet 75. Brian
Harlan might
calls.
bet this, not flush draw here, and
Absolutely.
who knows, he might win, considering bottom pair isn't too solid. But I mean, if you're playing 10 deuce, I guess you might call a bet.
And he does have a diamond in his hand, so he kills one of Harlan's outs too that way.
I mean, he did call the flop, and this bet from Harlan could be a flush draw, could be like maybe like a turned straight draw. Maybe he flopped a straight draw. Maybe he has a jack or an overpair or something. Deuces is
Oh
really
no! Now Stephen Young says just an angle shoot, Kelly. This is gonna
like
get bad.
it.
This
No.
is gonna start. No,
For
don't
real,
like it.
it's
This-
legit.
What?
Stamp of approval.
What?
I mean,
No.
it's not. Intention is irrelevant because it was an angle
my
shot,
God.
an accidental angle shot.
Dude, he looked at me for my reaction, and I just gave him one of these. Look, I just gave him a free shrug. Free shrugs. I just gave him one of these. I got nothing.
No, I mean,
nothing.
knowing you, I don't think that you would do that to anybody on purpose
no.
to try to do that, but it was like, it was totally.
The only time I super needle somebody is when, or like slow roll him is like when, like somebody, I think Veronica was like, I will pay you to slow roll Jake when you beat him in a pot. And I'm like,
Oh,
all right,
but
well,
you guys,
it's Jake.
you guys
It's
know
Jake.
each other.
It's
yeah.
Jake. Yeah. Oh yeah,
We
no,
played
no,
a
it's not
4
some
a.m.
random
game
guy. Yeah, it's not some random
where
guy.
slow rolling was encouraged, and we used to do that to each other all the time, for sure. And it's funny because usually, even though we're all friends, like the good ones still get people pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with you, Donkey, but that wasn't an angle shoot by me. I literally just said, good call, you got me, and the guy threw his cards in the mug. I say that all the time if somebody calls my bluff.
Well, let's say that's an exploit. That is totally something that could be an angle shot because you're I'm not fine. If we're not gonna say that
I'm gonna
you're
get all the free shrugs here. I'm not gonna say I've never angled
Joey
shot.
angle shots over here.
Joey McAngles.
Anyway, that's pretty fun. So I was covering a tournament in Canada at Playground Poker Club, which is a really nice
Yeah,
place.
because you've seen all the crap. You've been in the trenches covering all the
So
tournaments.
I was like off this day, and I was playing a PLO8 tournament, and there's like 3 or 4 people on this hand, and I check, right? I check out of turn, which I didn't realize.
Okay.
So the guy goes like, "Oh, it's not your turn to act." He still has to act, and so I say, "Oh, I just did that to induce him to bet," and he bets, and I raise the pot. And he calls and he busts me from the tournament. I have an open-ended straight draw. He had something else, right? So he busts me from the tournament. Okay. He wins the thing. I bust. I hear like 5 days later, because I'm working there for an entire month, that the dealer told the story that I angle shot this dude and I busted him from the tournament because I flopped the nuts. And I was like, no.
This is why we don't play the game telephone, guys. It starts out as like blue squirrel nut and ends
I
up
was
as
like, wait,
triple monkey
I flopped the
dishwasher.
nuts. I was like, he actually busted me on that.
No
hand.
good. All right, ace right here in the window. That's good for Sean Drake. 2 pair for Sean.
Ooh,
coming
but-
at you. AC's got an ace.
We're super loud.
I think they
Ace
have to
six.
warn people that there's a table in front of us.
Well, that's true. Sometimes they're loud.
Yeah.
We don't say anything to
I think we
them.
gotta play like around and then they're just like shh, and I'm like, you know we're in like a live broadcast right now, right?
Look, if you ever want to come to Stones, don't sit at table 2 if you don't like the noise
It's true.
or the angle shots.
Brent Angle shooting Harrington.
Yeah.
as he
Oh,
did it.
what?
Get my good angle.
Let's
My good
be
side.
real. Mine is way less of an angle shot than Justin's. If
Oh
we're
my
on a scale,
God.
on an angle shot scale of 1 to 10, yours is like a 12.
All right, guys, pack your bags. I didn't know we were going on this guilt trip. Cool. Cool story.
Hey man, read your own shirt.
I got free shrugs. They're free. I got all the ones.
And
you
just
need.
calls it like I sees it.
Donkey Puncher says Brett Angleside Harrington, quote, but does it quietly.
Exactly. Follow my own advice. I angle shoot real quiet like. One of the biggest exploits of the rules is this have to show if asked. People have no right to see the card. Just ask every showdown for information, even though the original rule is supposed to be about preventing collusion. When it's heads up, who are you supposed to be colluding with? Yeah, that's interesting. Ghost of M in the Twitch chat. Actually, Ghost of M is in both chats, but this one specifically in the Twitch chat. But this question, yeah, heads up. I think it's just a general etiquette rule of not asking to see someone's hand after they muck it. Mostly because, but that's sort of preventable too, because you can just like instantly muck your hand once it's in the muck.
No,
it's like,
I've seen people
bro.
do that. I've seen people who are aggressively asking to see somebody else's hand. I've seen somebody purposely every time.
Yeah.
They're like slingshotting into the muck.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Lots of fun hands here. Oh, not on that board. Check that out. 3-3-4 Whiff City for everybody.
Except James, it's not a bad flop for your hand. I mean,
AC here has 9s. He's got the best of it currently.
what's another type? Okay.
Fukin says, came for the poker but stayed for Brent's stash. Winning.
Yes.
Lady Nomax
Nines
asks, what's another type of angle shoot? Let me give you a prime example of one.
Angle shot master, Justin Kelly.
But I'm going to do it quietly, okay? It's when you call my bet, and I just look at you and say, just 2 pair.
And then you.
And most of the people look back at their hand and like, oh, that's good, and then they muck. And I had nothing. I never even had to show my hand. They just pushed me in the pot, and then I go to a special place in hell for people who do that.
Looks like we've got an all-in here. AC with 9s against James's ace-4. They talked about running it more than once, but they were only going to run it once. 9s is going to win. AC is going to double up. So, like some angle shots are like putting, like when somebody goes all in and there's action behind and you just like put in like everything but one chip and you're not technically all in, or they make a raise and you put most of your chips in, making it look like you're shoving, and then they flip their hand over. I mean, your chips are already in, but sometimes that person will get a penalty, and it's like those are considered maybe possible angle shots. There's actually like one really funny thing that I saw happen that isn't really an angle shot, but again, it's like I don't think angle shot is always like a negative inflection. It's like you happen to know the rules better than the guy you're playing the hand against, or more experienced. So it's a PLO tournament, this like 560 rebuy PLO tournament that they have at the World Series, and a very well-known player. I don't know. It's not even shady. In fact, I think he'd probably be proud of this. But I'm reading a lot into what he's doing. But if you know who Sean Deeb is, familiar Sean Deeb. Okay, so Sean Deeb is a shorter stack. There's like 3-way action. It's a PLO tournament. He raises all in. There's some action before, so he actually says out loud, "Oh, that amount means that that people can still raise. It doesn't close the action." He's basically telling,
enticing
kind of
somebody
saying
to
to somebody
raise,
like you can raise here, and it's like that's nothing wrong with that. But I think that was
not the best form, though. Not the best form. Yeah,
let it in there. Like, I don't even really think that was an angle shot.
Well, it's funny you say that because sometimes when I go all in, I jokingly cough and go, protection. It's fun.
Which I think is actually, you could get in trouble for this.
I probably could, but sometimes I really just don't care.
Had a guy CR a bluff hand, and I asked, is that all in? Guy says, sure. Dealer says yes. So then I put it all in, and the guy had like 5K more behind his arms. Floor ruled against me and made me pay the whole amount, even though this guy was pretty much hiding his chips.
I hate
his BS draw got there. Wow. I mean, that is an unfortunate thing. I think that
hiding big chips is, I've personally been on the bad end of that a few times. I got lucky because I made the call and it ended up being good. My hand was good, but I had no idea. When they start paying me out, I'm like, I had no idea he had an extra 500 behind or the extra 1,000 behind or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there you go. That's another type of angle shot, Lady Nomak, is actually hiding your big chips. That's why tournament dealers, especially at Stones, but every place you go, are pretty adamant that you need to keep your big chips on the top.
Queen's here for Sean Drake, raising a 35.
Basically, all night, we're going to let you know from the Encyclopedia of Angle Shots. No,
oh my god. All right, Karita says the most common angle I see is players moving their chips forward but not crossing the line to try to induce the other players to table their hand.
I'm going to try to think of like the nastiest one I ever saw, but I don't think I can think of it off the top of my head.
Well, after this hand, I want to talk about a different kind of
another angle shot.
Yeah, but it's something that I feel that a line was. You'll see. We'll talk about it. Okay, so Queen's still good here. Dave is all but toast here.
Queen 9's a bit of a loose call, but he's gonna fire out there, gonna explore the space.
my God, don't answer that question in the chat from Eric.
I feel, you know, like it's one of the few times where I want to read what Poker Pro Eric is saying in the chat.
No. So Dave bets 85. I think it's Sean's just trying to figure out if he's going to call or raise here. A little bit of posturing.
Yeah, he's never going to fold. He's just trying to figure out whether or not a raise or a call here.
Makes sense. Yeah, he raised, and Dave quickly mucked and said, yeah, you're good. Okay, so here's something I want to bring up. Let's talk about the lovely chip line. Some casinos have it, some casinos don't. Some casinos have it and don't use it or don't enforce it.
Well, there's a line on most, if not all tables.
Yeah, exactly.
But the rule of the line exists only in a few
So the reason that line rule was created, right, is so basically...
You?
Yeah, exactly. So it's created to try to prevent angle shooting and the fact that somebody can bring out a big stack of chips and as they're moving it forward and they move it over the line, the guy folds his hand because he thinks he's going to bet all that, but he really only drops $5 and pulls it back, okay? Now for me, creating that line to prevent the angle shooting only causes more opportunity to angle shoot, and here's why.
Well,
because if they enforce that line, and I have a big hand, I can put over a stack and just pretend like I'm going to drop a few, and when the dealer says, oh, all that has to play, I can be like, oh, I didn't want to bet all that, oh, boo,
yeah, but if it goes over the line, it actually is a bet.
Exactly.
Even if you don't drop it.
No, dude. Some places it is, and it's house rules, and that's what I mean. People who enforce if anything that comes over this line is forced to bet, I feel that opens up more opportunity for me to angle shoot because they'd be like, oh my God, I only wanted to bet 25, I didn't want to bet 500, and then somebody snap calls me thinking I'm weak or something, and I'm like, haha, it's good, I have quads. You know what I mean?
How many times have you done that one?
Well, I can't tell you because that would be breaking my own angle shooting encyclopedia rule, Brent.
I would say, Eric, without saying the question, I would say that's because the producers wanted to create more drama, and he's probably not marrying either one of these chicks.
Absolutely. Here's what it comes down to. Don't propose to women on reality television.
The Bachelor is trash, and that's why people watch it.
See, don't get about your nose. It's called the good old reverse angle shoot. All right, so Queens again here, flipped scripts. Sean D had Queens last hand, now James has them.
Normally Queen Jack would play good against like some big pocket pairs, but not Queens. Not against Queens.
God, and this is the worst flop ever. Nobody has a spade, ace out there.
Perfect flop for both. Well, perfect flop for Sean Drake to get away from it.
To scare James away from, he might have an ace here.
Maybe, Sean has it in him to do that, but maybe there's no real incentive because there's only 300 in the pot.
Pocket Abe says, I see trains angle all the time. I see what you did there. That was supposed to be a private moment between me and you. All right, 6 on the turn.
Right before having you come here. Nah, dude. I think the only show like that I ever watched was, it might have been like Average Joe, I think was the name of the show. And the whole thing was that they brought these like non-supermodel dudes on to like court this girl.
That's what I remember.
But later they brought in the supermodel dudes, and she picked a supermodel dude. And it was like, what's the point of this show? It's really dumb. And then they gave that guy his own show. And then the guy that she snubbed, like the main Average Joe dude, then had his own show. The entire thing about
soothed, by the way, of Ghost of Evan here. They're saying, who hurt you?
The whole purpose of The Bachelor is to make new Bachelor. So now the girl that got dumped is 100% the Bachelor on the next thing or two things, or she's going to be the next Bachelorette.
I can't deal with these shows.
And now everyone's going to feel sorry for her, and they're going to keep showing you all the... I don't even watch the show, but I can tell you what's going to happen.
You know a whole hell of a lot about the show we're not watching.
By the way, there's a really great show, if you enjoy The Bachelor, called Unreal, I think. I think it's called Unreal. It's a Lifetime show, but it's a
Are you angle shooting me on reality shows?
No, it's a drama set on the set of a Bachelor type show produced by someone who used to work on The Bachelor, and the producers always try to create these kind of...
I think Eric might be right. Wasn't he Average Joe? Wasn't he like secretly a millionaire?
I don't remember the show, but yeah, there was one where he was like a normal dude. Maybe it was.
But how great is that? Like, I hope the male model who comes in there is just like totally all he has is his looks, and he's got nothing going for him, and then you just watch the chick like, oops,
Peckle.
My bad.
Yeah, so I will. Yes, Unreal is a really good show. I have not seen season 2, but season 1 is really, really good.
All the goods.
And it
the best show around.
It definitely will change your image.
Stone's Live, definitely the best show.
Well, you know, The Wire, then Stone's Live.
Okay, it's close.
Best show of all time.
Put both in your Netflix queue.
Best show of all time. Yeah.
All right, looks like it's a live 10 straddle, and everybody's coming along.
With the chick from Entourage, who I believe her name is like Dana something. I don't remember her last name. Oh yeah, there you go. Boom. They announced last night that Becca dumped girl as the new Bachelorette.
So I had a
huge surprise.
So I had a cousin of mine on a reality television show. I'm not going to actually name it on here because I don't want to out him for what I'm about to say. But long story short, when these companies and these film crews are out filming with you day in and day out, they end up filming this whole show and then going and shopping it out for one of the networks to buy it and air it. So every time that there was actual real drama and they didn't catch it, or every time they wanted drama, they called it, quote, a produced moment. So if you're like, if your buddy's 10 minutes late getting to work to show up because you guys are going to go out and do something, they'll tell you, hey man, we need a produced moment. Really be pissed about it. Really yell at this guy. Let him know how much, you're not going to tolerate this anymore. And they call it a produced moment. There is nothing real about reality TV.
Yeah.
Just in case that wasn't obviously clear yet, guys. Sorry to burst your bubble here.
When I was 18, I put in a video to be on Constance Zimmer, Dana. The character's name is Dana. I guess that's why. Or maybe not. Maybe I just completely made it up. Constance Zimmer. But, what's up, Chime In? Just after The Wire.
Emily Ratajkowski's amazing. Ever since that video, the music video.
Yeah.
All right, so Sean D here firing 220
with a gutter ball,
complete
no
air, and Dave C also with a bunch of air, nobody with hearts.
I like Dave's willingness to play. Look at this, and if he finds a raise in this spot, what a sick, yes!
Wow, show it, epic, love it. That right there is camaraderie at its finest. How can you not love that Sean Drake's a seasoned player.
By Dave.
You love the move by Dave, and Sean Drake's such a seasoned player that all you can do is just be like, nice hand, great play, great move.
There's one thing that if you've ever heard like Doug Polk do coverage or whatever that he's always saying, and I don't necessarily fully understand. But in this spot, Dave's like bluffing with hands that like could never be in Sean's like bluff range or whatever. Like he's not stealing bluffs. Like he has no hearts. Like he doesn't have the king of hearts. So that could easily be in Sean's hand. That kind of idea where he's blocking
like the driest of the dry bluff.
He's not blocking potential bluffs.
Yeah.
Which is like reverse blocker action type going on or something.
I'm taking like the line that most people take, and I'm completely reversing it.
Yeah. I was going to say something, I totally spaced it.
Curtis is right. Stone's Live is technically reality television.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that the Gambling Commission knows that we do not rig the deck.
No, definitely not. Only when Chris Moneymaker's here, but that's because he likes the pain.
That's because Chris Moneymaker goes out and crushes 10K into 1-3.
He came here and final tabled the 30K into the month. No bigs. Bottom stack gets a 6-way chop. Brent and Justin need the guys produced moment.
Oh, I get the Dylon, yeah.
Produced moment.
Oh man, we could have a produced moment. We could do that again.
Hang on.
All right, so King Jack 9 here. AC with the best. Finally, AC getting a little bit of run. Good connects with top pair.
I'm sick and tired of you siding with AC.
Dude, I wanted to get some. He's run not
Shut
good.
up. This is the last time.
You know what?
Why don't you go angle shoot somebody?
This is why we can't have nice things.
There you go. How's that? I tried. I'm not.
Queen on the turn. Look at this. Flush draw for Dave. Flush draw for Doughboy. It's kind of a really a 4-card coordinated straight. That's a scary card for AC here. He's gonna call.
Hello.
AC with the best of it. Oh no! I'm sorry. Nut flush. Other baby flush, and this actually is the sickest card because it gives AC this weird 1-up straight when it came running clubs. Did it really come running clubs?
Yeah.
Oh god.
So sick. And then Dave's gonna lead, which AC probably loves. What is Doughboy gonna do? This pot's not very big, so he might raise to try to get some action.
Oh my god.
Because there's no guarantee AC is gonna call behind, so you almost have to raise here.
AC goes from first to last real quick.
Yeah, but so you have to raise here, and AC is going to have a real easy time probably getting away from this.
Well, and that's the sick part. Yeah, so Doughboy comes in because he's not going to just flat with his nut flush.
Yeah, I think flatting here would lose a lot of value for sure.
Exactly, so he's going to raise, and then AC's like, okay, well, I guess I'm no good here.
Yeah, what a crazy run out.
I don't think AC can find a call here with his...
No, for sure. With a call and a raise in front of you?
You got to put, and the thing is, you got to put somebody on a weird, worst case scenario, a weird baby flush, like kind of what Day has, right? It's like, I don't know how you got here, but whatever. But Doughboy just has his whole thing locked up.
He AC's like got so few chips, but he hates it, right? He's got 600.
And the problem with the runner flush is running flush is so disguised, and Day's just gonna make the call and see it.
Yeah.
And I like this. I mean, you can never. And the thing is that Doe is capable of making that raise, maybe just to try to get somebody else to fold. If he had a naked ace for a straight or something, he doesn't necessarily have to have a higher flush there.
Oh, you
I make the
theoretically
call.
have the same hand AC has, like a Broadway maybe, but
if I'm in, or you could have any pair with a straight draw, like any sort of pair with an ace got there to make a straight. If I'm Day, I at least flat. I don't get out of line. I don't re-raise or anything, right? But if I'm Day there, sure. I flat with a small flush and say nice hand.
You bet call because you kind of like make it sort of cheap. I mean, if you check that flush with the idea that you're going to call anything, you might get like a spot where maybe somebody has a read on you, and I don't know, like.
So AC just got a good luck chip there from Kuko. I saw that right there. Kuko hopped in, gave him a good luck chip. AC gave it a little blessing. Let's see if that changes his luck. He needs something because when you flop an ace king, you keep getting rivered by everybody.
Yeah,
you gotta change something.
Unfortunate run out for sure. Yeah, the wardrobe, give those hair weaves. Put some.
Give those hair weaves something to pull out.
You know, what I was gonna say is like I auditioned or like put in a tape for the Amazing Race when I was like 18, and that contract actually says they can basically dress you how they want.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you have to agree to all kinds of stuff, and this just gives you an idea of what people agree to be on TV.
Oh, anything.
You know, and then now take that to you have. Like, what's that show? The Wipeout show? A friend of mine was going to be on that show, but they don't offer insurance.
Oh, wow.
So you actually have to, like, go on here and risk your body
and use your
for the sake of being on TV, which also shows you what people are capable of when they want to be on TV and be famous. I won't tell you what we did to get this position.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I just slipped Justin a 20. I don't want to know what you did.
Oh, man.
All right, you know what I mean. All right, so running deuce 10, no hearts connect. Harlan's 5, still the best, lots of overs, and he's just going to table it and take the pot.
All right, so in both chats right now, if you guys are curious who's up the most and who's down the most, Brian S. with 1K over his original buy-in, and Day with negative 660, Sean Drake negative 390. So in a 5-5 game, negative 660 is not really that bad. I mean, that's like, what, one buy-in? Maybe that's a small buy-in because there's almost no way that Day bought in for 500.
So if
you can buy in for 1,000.
If one of you guys wants to hop in this game, you're like, I could crush this game. We have the info right there. You can call or text that number right there, or email jcaritis at Stones Live Poker. And I'll tell you what, the cool thing about that is since we know he's out of the country right now, I implore you to text and call him as much as possible. Because I really want to rack up that the international rate.
Oh, no,
rack up that international
we got to
rate.
assume that he's got it off.
No, he doesn't have it on.
Oh, is he going to get hit up on WhatsApp?
Caritis does not turn off his phone. Let's rack up those text messages. International foreign text messages. And
but he probably also has a deal. A deal.
No.
Probably got unlimited texting. Unlimited international
Just shoot
texting.
him all your dirty pics and make him pay for it, guys. Thank you. Arcady popping into 80. Didn't mean to rhyme, but...
Arcady 80.
And AC with Ace King again. Sean Drake with King 10. Brian with Ace 8. This ought to be fun. This is going to be like a deuce 4-7 board.
See, calling behind, though, is really like putting yourself in a spot where you're going to be having to dodge
no high cards.
3 hands.
Deuce 4-7 right here, guaranteed. 3, 5, 6.
I think he should raise. His stack is short enough. Your whole purpose
6, 6, 9.
Of these tiny hands, or tiny stacks, right? The short by stack, right? Yeah. Is to try to isolate and double up. I don't think you want to play 4-way pots.
No.
I wouldn't want to play 4-way pots.
Oh, you mean if I'm ace-key on the short stack?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm shipping it.
I don't know, but well, here your ship is not that much.
But then I'm going to angle shoot it. I'm going to win the pot anyway.
Oh, you got me. You got me.
He said all the time, you got me.
You got me.
You got me. So good.
Jack on the river. If it checks down, AC is actually going to win the hand. Change of pace for him. It's a reasonably sized pot. 330, not bad. For no action, 330 is a reasonable pot for sure. And once it gets to him, there's no way he's going to check all the time, and he likes it.
Dude, AC's like, dude, man, I can't win nothing.
Yeah,
He's like,
he
look at
picked
that.
up some
And
chip.
that pot, he had to win with ace king with ace high.
Yeah.
Like, even with his ace kings, like, all I can win is with
And
ace
the
high.
reality is that he won because nobody, like, not even like Sean Drake wanted to take a stab at it.
No way.
At any point when it checks through 3 times the button.
That's another one of those good old adages.
But,
Bet it to win it, guys. Anybody who wants to this pot, they can just bet like $20 and it's yours.
yeah. I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what, Bobby, believe you me.
That one time when you slept with my brother and had amnesia, I don't know, I was trying to produce another moment.
I was like, where do we
sorry.
go this? I was like, dude, and it was your sister. Don't make it
Oh,
weird.
okay, my
Don't make
bad.
it
You
weird.
can be whatever, man. Like,
See, Frecklepeckle knows what's up. Fat Train with a good old reverse angle. Oops, I dropped the whole stack. I only meant $10.
Yeah.
Oh, you called 1,000? Quads. Ship it.
we got 2 pair.
Aces and aces. Gotta hate that. I got 40 miles of railroad. Quad 10s. I hate your face.
I hate your face.
Your face is super punchable.
It's probably a good thing to not have a punchable face if you're an angle shooter.
It's true.
Am I right?
Yep. Doesn't stop people from trying that.
To punch you in the face or angle
Absolutely.
shooter? Oh, okay.
Both. Sean D here, popping it up. Makes it 40 to go with 6-9. Otherwise known as Big Lick. No idea why. And gets through. Everybody goes ahead and lays it down.
Looks like Harlan and Sean Drake are just now getting to a special place on the in the stream where they realized that somebody had something.
Yay! Ghost of M says doing that. Oh, did I just do off that to show off my
Did I
man
do
cleavage?
that?
No,
That's all
that's why
Justin
I go with the extra double deep V-neck. I want it all the way down to the navel.
Super
I want
V?
Super V. The
There's like-
super deep V.
Basically, like, you know.
All right, I will be right back, guys. I gotta go get my V-neck sweater while it's currently available. Do you need anything? You good?
I'll take a water and a tea.
A water and a tea. Do you guys need anything? Cocktails to the booth? No. Water and a tea.
Dumplings to the.
Dumplings to the booth. Duck tacos.
What shows you, I think, that this table is a little bit more serious than maybe some of the other tables that we've had. I would say a majority of people are watching the stream. EC's watching the stream. Harlan's watching the stream. My guess is Doughboy and James are watching the stream, or at least checking on it every once in a while. So there's a lot of people looking at the information. I think this is a bomb pot. Pretty sure. Let's see. No huge trust. Sean has kings with the king of clubs. I think you could find a bet here if you're Sean, for sure. That's a good board for your hand, or at least a reasonable board for your hand. Yeah, exactly. It's probably not a good idea. You guys should put these on t-shirts or whatever you like. Brian's gonna call with a jack and the jack of clubs, so actually a pretty reasonable flop for his hand as well. Maybe James also, yeah, no, James folded according to the thing. So let's see. 7 of diamonds. And let's see. Sean no longer has that backdoor flush draw, but he does have the best hand and a pretty solid hand against any jack here. It's hard to range people. Actually, I would say it's impossible to range people from the pre-flop action because it's a bomb pot. Hey-oh, whoa, somebody's breaking the door. I'm about to be kidnapped. Thank you.
Boom.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. We're live. Lock her out.
475.
Can't let anybody in this booth here.
Roughly about a third pot.
How many pocket pairs are we gonna have tonight? We've had
This was a
queens,
bomb
kings,
pot,
and
though.
aces like
I
a
know.
million times already.
Different though for bomb pot. And a raise from Sean Drake. He calls. Brian puts them all in.
Is Caritas the one here bragging about how awesome you are? I see that. Classic Caritas. Stop sucking up to him. All right. 5 on the river. Nothing. Changes nada.
Okay, so Sean says he just has a pair. Then Brian shows top pair, top kicker.
And this is
no
what
good.
we talk about. Yes,
That's not the same.
That's what I mean. Come on.
You
if
got
you're gonna
me.
bust my chops for like non-existent angle shooting.
Okay, on
then
a
you're gonna
scale
have
of 1 to 10, how big was the smile on your face when that guy mucked his hand?
I was more in shock and I was concerned for his well-being. I wanted to make sure that he was okay. And then, yes, it was immediately followed by a shit-eating grin while I raked all the chips. What do you want from me? You want me to tell you that I was
Look, if
that I was
the dealer's
upset?
gonna push the pot to you, fine.
I mean, like,
I don't really want it, but I'll take it.
I just sat there as an innocent bystander, and I'm like, well, you push the chips my way. What am I
Justin says lock the door. I can't lock the door if I want people to bring me Wonderful Stones tropical tea.
She'll just start throwing them over.
That's true. And then the booth, the brand new booth, will be destroyed soon.
We're just trying to live that booth life, guys.
I feel like it's even money that Harlan has an ICP tattoo juggalo on his
He
back.
has Juggalo on his back. I doubt it.
I feel like Harlan is probably more likely to have maybe like a Sublime tattoo than an ICP.
It just says, I don't practice Santeria.
Yeah,
right
if
there.
that. It might just be like, what's his name's face?
Just says 40
The guy
ounces,
who's
40
dead?
ounces
Yeah.
of freedom.
It just says 40. That's it. Just like 40. Welcome back, Eric. Brian's good action.
Eric
Look,
got put on timeout for 300 whole seconds.
No, I mean, I don't think Brian's raise with top pair, top kicker is terrible there. If Sean... The problem is Sean bet enough where he's never going to fold, so he probably thought he was good.
I love that we have a new booth and all, but does it worry you in the least when I find random screws that just like should probably be in something somewhere that aren't? Well, if the camera just suddenly cuts off, you guys know why.
There's no like lighting rigs above our heads, so I'm okay with the lack of screws,
Right.
or
Well,
the
Then
finding
you know what
of
we
the
gotta do?
screws.
Screw it.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, hey, that landed in your tea. That's awkward.
Not screws to the booth. It's dumplings to the booth.
All right, Harlan with ace-4 suit. All right, Bookberg says dream game would be a 10-25 with Brian Harlan, Mike S, Horseshoe, Bill H, AD, Zach, and anyone not named Hollywood or Peter. Only because they're super tight players. I love it. I'd be down to watch that.
Look, we have a variety of play styles here on the Stones live stream. I don't think we have too many like super nits.
So look at this board going on here. James binks off a queen, and it's currently the best of it here. Dove away with a gut shot straight draw.
And the backdoor flush draw. So it holds the ace of diamonds on the button, which could
Arcady
put him
with
in
the
a
flush
really
draw, yeah.
great spot when when the turn comes some kind of diamond. Although I doubt it'll be a diamond, but who knows? It's always got a chance to be a diamond. There's still some diamonds left in the deck.
Boom, another king comes out. Now this could slow things down. This could scare a couple players here.
I think if you're checked to here and you hold the ace of diamonds with a gut shot, I don't know that you... Let's see, Arcady bets 175, so check. Now, is Arcady gonna find a bluff here? Like, there's only 640 in the pot. He's got 3,000. Doughboy's got 2,000, so there's a lot of chips to play for still. Screws in the booth. Arcady's gonna bet 250, and Doughboy's gonna let it go. Poker Boss, what is up? How are you, sir?
I cannot believe the Poker Boss is actually here watching. Only because he just got a new 650 horsepower vehicle that sits on 4 tires.
he's
I figured
driving.
he would have roasted by now. Yeah, because that's what I always like. When I get 650 horsepower, I know I just love to watch Stones live.
It's super responsible to drive your new car while watching Stones live. Maybe
I do feel for him though, because the poor guy goes and picks up his brand new car this morning and then has to go sit at work all day and think about how much he's not driving his car that's like 30 feet away in the parking garage. That's rough. It's rough.
30 feet away.
Yeah,
It's a little bit further than that.
Well, his office is actually in like the maintenance closet, which is in the garage.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
got it. Yeah. Ren, when is the ugly mustache competition over? It is not over, ever.
Dude, okay, guys, next time me and Brent have a show, I'm going same porn stash right there. That is all the way. Stash is awesome. That'd make, like, Ron Jeremy jealous, dude. It probably does.
Maybe. I doubt it, though.
No, it
I doubt
does.
there's very many things about my life that would make Ron Jeremy jealous.
The ugly mustache competition will last for quite some time, and I'll have news for you, Mr. Smartass. He's winning it. He's definitely in first.
Okay. All right. Look, whatever. That sounds fine. Oh, 2 pair for Harlan. 5, 6, 7, 8 for AC.
It's my strong arm. Tell me you're quoting from Scary Movie. I love it. Grab my strong arm, child. All right, so look at this run out here. Now you're open-ended. Well, you're already open-ended for AC, but now you connected with a pair.
Yeah, but with
2
your
pair for Harlan. And Brian, the only club, is he really going to actually be part of this? Can't be part of this, no.
With your new car, though, Poker Boss, you could probably be here in like 10 minutes.
Yep.
Although you probably get a few tickets. Trip's gonna cost you a little bit.
So AC here still are short stacked, but definitely made a little bit of climb up. I know he was down to like probably 400 or 500 at one point, so he's kind of etching back a little bit, piece by piece when he can.
Etching back.
Yeah, etching back. Once again, if you guys aren't in here, I don't know what the hell else you'd be doing. Make sure you click, follow, subscribe, all the above here. We're here with you at least 3 times a week, most of the time, more. Tahoe 777, always a pleasure. It's my, I believe that's my fellow chicken boy here from PUBG, Sam.
Oh, nice.
Poker
Are you
Boss,
guys like good at PUBG?
I mean, we eat a lot. We eat a lot of chicken dinners.
Okay.
We do.
Deal.
We do. We eat a lot. We eat a lot of like 3rd and 4th places too, but we do get a decent amount of first.
What's up, Death Toad 007? The casino is in Citrus Heights, which is basically Sacramento, California. And yeah, shout out to you. I think this is the first time I've seen you in the chat.
Yeah,
so
you
welcome.
can't miss it. Yeah, Death Toad, right on. It's right off Highway 80. It's the same Highway 80 anywhere in the United States. If you have one, hop on it and drive to us. Might take you an hour.
Is that
might
the
take you a
case?
day. It is. It's the same.
I thought what made Route 66 special was that it was the one
You lock it up.
highway that did
I'm
that.
pretty positive you can hop on like.
Pretty positive. Ooh, he's about to angle shoot you into driving all over the country. I took the 80, and I'm in
First off, let's
Milwaukee
nip
or
this in the
whatever.
bud. It's not called the 80. It's just called 80. Okay, that's a SoCal crap thing, and we don't do that up here. Okay, so you drop that right off.
Look, bro.
And secondly, I'm pretty positive, angle shooting aside, that 80 goes all the way to like Pennsylvania or something stupid. It goes like across the whole damn country.
Yeah, just as a, like a, what is the word that I'm looking for? Man. Just as some context, he was also pretty positive that he wasn't going to win that hand. That he angle shot his friend on. Or his never friend. His now nemesis.
I hate you large amounts right now. And that is not an angle shoot.
No angle, hashtag no angle shoot.
Hashtag no angle. All right, King, Deuce, Queen coming out here. AC connects with his deuce. Not a whole lot else going on here.
Yeah, that's right. Poker Boss, save me a seat in that single draw tournament that the Aria is going to have this summer. Faux show. I will be there if I'm not working.
The Aria Classic. I've heard of something called the Stones Classic.
Tons of great tournaments. Yeah, well, let's
So
just
look
say
at this, running clubs for Harlan here, way the best. Ship it.
I-80 ends in Ocean City, Maryland.
Yes, hey, for all you guys out there on Google Maps helping me out, I appreciate it. And you can just tell Brent how much I was not angle shooting.
So the I-80 goes from Ocean City, Maryland to Sacramento.
Okay.
And beyond.
Take the word "the" out of there. I-80 goes.
The Interstate 80.
I hate you so much right now.
Yeah, speaking of classics, the Stone Spring Classic, which you can use as a pregame before
Look at
your
this.
summer
Look at this
tournament
lineup.
series.
Guys, that's
Yes.
not even everybody. So Lex Hughes, Jason Somerville, Andrew Nemi, Kevin Martin, the whole crowd. Now, we haven't had, I think Jason Somerville maybe came here once.
Jason Somerville's been here before, but
Okay.
I don't know that he's been in the booth.
And I don't think Lex has been here. Obviously, Nemi and Kevin Martin have been here. Genuinely good dudes. And you know what? I love it. So, first time I met Kevin Martin, he is just super humble in the fact that he's like, I love that I can just go around and do what I love to do and actually like get paid for it. It's fantastic.
We can also ask him all our reality show questions because if you don't know already, he won Big Brother Canada.
Absolutely.
Like 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, we're like, spoiler alert, I'm trying to hedge a bet in Vegas on Big Brother winner.
Yeah.
Can you help me out?
By the way, if you're curious, I did Run It Up Reno's coming up, which Jason Somerville is the brainchild. That's his baby.
Absolutely.
Run It Up Reno. The real quick about the Spring Classic, Jason and Lex are doing their first ever Twitch stream together at Stones.
Oh, love it.
In this booth.
Yes.
Twitch history will be made. The godfather of Twitch poker.
Done.
And probably the biggest up-and-comer of Twitch poker, Lex Veldhouse right now. There's some stars out there. There's a lot of great people out there, but you know, Jason is among the starting people, and Lex is very popular right now. But Run It Up Reno is coming up. Last Run It Up Reno, I did an episode of the Poker News podcast from there with interviews from Kevin Martin and Adam Klein, who won Survivor.
Okay.
So if you're a Survivor fan, or you can check out that episode. It's like a little teaser for when Kevin Martin comes down.
Love it. Absolutely.
Harlan's got a nut flush draw, Harlan has nut flush draw.
What? You can say the in other aspects.
Can I? Am I allowed to?
Oh my God. Oh man.
Thank you for your permission.
You're welcome, sir.
Got John straight draws here for AC, and Harlan makes it $200. 200 smackaroos. I'm going to play naked in Reno to make waves. Okay, deal. I don't know how Mike and the crew will feel over there.
I mean, is there? I mean, it's probably a casino rule that says you have to wear clothes. If it's anything like the Wynn Pool Party nightclub that I saw, I'm pretty sure minimum clothing requirement there is just 3 pieces of Scotch tape. So I don't know where the dress code draws the line at.
There's a lot of bathing suits that are just Scotch tape, so that's good. I don't think I've ever been to Ocean City. I think I've been to Ocean City, actually. I spent some time in Maryland. 2018, boys.
You know that, right? That's the biggest one ever.
It can be pretty naked. I can be pretty naked.
I'm gonna ask you that again in 10 minutes. Screw it.
No, I'm saying it's a bigger one.
Pretty
Lock the door behind
fantastic.
you. You can't. Sick troll.
That was like 30K. That was 30K. Oh, it's in the buster, right? Yeah.
Clyde Burgess.
Sorry, I had to lock out our
Burgos.
booth tech here.
Clyde Burgos.
Clyde Burgos in the house on YouTube. Thank you very much. We appreciate you being here.
Subscribe. Where's Bonnie? Is Bonnie gonna subscribe as well in the near future? By the way, I think they're talking about the infamous Harlan bomb pot, which
How could you not? The bomb pot heard
you
around the
can
world.
check out in our YouTube archive.
Just go ahead and punch in ! Harlan. You can check it out there. Ooh, lots of diamonds here for Brian and Arcady.
That's supposed to be like in
So many diamonds. Oh, the Harlan thing works in both chats too. Nice, I like it.
Yeah, come on. Harlan works in all the chats. Harlan knows what's up.
Both of our players have flush draws here. Brian holding the best of it currently.
And he's got a pair too on the board, which is super solid. He's not going anywhere. Queen connects, misses both players here.
But Brian's sitting in a spot where he's got, like you said, he's got a pair and the flush draw, so he's got a lot of ways to improve on the river.
You can see Arcady snap fire now, and you can see Arcady kind of looking to the side here to see Brian's mannerisms. Brian does make the call.
Check calling again. Now the 5 is going to make things interesting because I'm not sure how.
Now Brian checks. Now,
Yeah.
I mean Arcady. This is the problem. This is where Arcady knows I can only win by betting. If I just check here, there's no way my 10 high is ever good. And I've already fired the flop, the turn, and the river. It's relatively easy to put me on an ace here, a weak ace.
He doesn't feel like firing. I think he thought he was going to get picked off.
And that's fine because I think that he put Brian, and now that he sees Brian hands, he's like, crap, I should have bet. We rolled the bet.
And those are some moments too where you think like, maybe I could have gotten something. How could I have played this differently? Or maybe I end up getting a win here. Whereas
I think that my guess is that Arcady was possibly putting Brian on something like just check calling with a weak ace.
right, like something is connected to board.
And I don't think Arcady thought he could make Brian find a fold.
Yeah, there you go. It's a good point.
Well, that's the best angle shoot I got. That's all I got.
All right, Assassin's Bounty, running it again. This was a tournament we had a while back.
yeah.
You get $100 bounties. There's a $300 buy-in, $100 bounties that you can use to buy more chips in the tournament. I think it's at any point in the tournament you can buy up to like 5 or 10 big blinds.
Yeah, up to basically, but it has to be, you have to have at least half of that versus your stack. So if you have 200K, you can get up to 100K if the blinds support it, but you have to have at least 200K to start it, which means that a player can't bust you and fail you completely, and then you throw in a bounty chip, and you're like, I'm just kidding.
You have to buy before you bust.
You do. And
so
honestly, guys,
preloading.
That is a final table you don't want to miss. If it's anything like last year's final table, it was so mentally crazy because the shortest stack on the table actually had enough bounty chips to where if he cashed them all in, he would have ended up being something like he would have had everybody else covered combined by double if he traded in his bounty chips because he had so many of them.
Yeah.
But he specifically wanted to get like second, third place to kind of fade that tack. I mean, it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Wow.
Definitely, if you're not going to play it, at least tune in and watch it. It's fantastic.
Buy before you bust. So many things to say. That's right. Vocal Terror is going to really challenge Moobot here in the next few minutes with some of his.
Buy before you bust. You look, you buy. All right, 10. Another 10 for Harlan. Not bad here. Lots of 10s. Arcady, and this actually makes it even more enticing for Arcady, thinking it's less likely that Harlan actually has a 10 now that the board pair's like that. Arcady checks. I'd imagine he'll find a call from whatever Harlan decides to bet here. If Harlan decides to bet. I think Harlan's going to bet no matter what because there was a flush draw present on the flop.
It's my strong arm. Anyone who goes to run it up Reno, look for the guy wearing a mesh tank top and fingerless gloves. Come say hello. Nice.
Arcady lets it go.
Yeah.
Finds a solid fold here. Show your bluff one time and he flashes the 10. I love it. That was a good fold by Arcady. I think Harlan would fire there the majority of the time with air, and sevens would be good. I think that was a great fold by Arcady. A lot of people, especially since there's 2 unders and then the double, just a paired board above that, I think a lot of people find a call there. So Arcady's saving that money. I'm just waiting for AC to have his breakout hand. AC to just like have a pair, bink a set, and just get like tripled out. He's due. Yeah, absolutely correct. He nailed it. That's right. I forgot about that. The Assassin's Bounty final tables actually had Michael Longcar and Justin Hammer
Who is
from
it
down
this
south
time?
in the booth.
I wonder. I think we had a little calendar here.
I can't see it.
I think
May 6th?
this time it might be.
And guys, this is why it's important why you actually get live notifications, because I don't see it.
I don't know. I think I saw it. I think that might be Kevin Martin.
Oh, that's the quantum. Okay, well that's important why you get notifications, guys, because you never know when our final table is going to happen. You just don't.
Oh, that's true. Like the time of it.
So I mean, because normally, obviously, we broadcast from 7 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. However, our final tables we broadcast whenever the hell they happen. Most of the time, they don't go live till 8, 9, 10 p.m. So spade draw now for Sean. Running flush potential for Day with a couple of overs.
Good night, Rick and Barstow.
Rick.
Say goodnight to Barstow for me.
Always a pleasure. Let's see what you did there.
Yeah.
That's clever.
And he makes a straight.
Just go for the flush for Sean.
And Day is going to be tempted to continue, probably, because he's got a pretty big spade in the hole.
This is how I know I play too much poker. Today alone, just today, not this day, but today, I ran into 3 different poker players in completely different areas of town, in like random parking lots and grocery stores and stuff. And it's not like a small area, guys. That just means I play too much poker. Obviously, is what that means.
Half of them are suckers.
Or the poker community in Sac is healthy. Sacramento. Sac just sounds weird. Comedian came into town, they travel around, he opens up a set, he's like, I just love performing in a place called Old Sac. I mean, how can you not love, how can you not laugh at that? Fair enough.
So the bet's 255. Sean calls.
Brick City, Sean with the best of it,
Card on the
whiff
turn.
for Day. Now, if that was, obviously a spade would have given Day the pot here. If that was an ace or king, it would have been an easy kind of check call scenario for Day. In this particular case, though, I really can't see Sean getting any more money out of Day here.
If Sean checks,
Oh, well, this is the only way you are going to get money out of Day, actually, is like this.
so maybe you think that you aren't going to get a chance to really get value here, so you give Day a chance to bluff and you just check call.
Solid. And this is sometimes this is the only way you can get paid. Is like just checking and saying, please.
What a
lay your
feeling it
rope
is
here.
to see that, right?
Well, I mean, it's not like Sean D has like the nuts or anything, but I mean,
Yeah, but he has a hand.
definitely
He's
has
not
a hand.
full.
Yeah, he's gonna call, and
so
it's
when
probably
you
good.
when you bet and you are hoping your opponent, or when you check and you hope your opponent bets and they reach for chips, it's like you almost have to fight the urge to like. Get,
Yeah.
you know, oh, he's doing it. He's gonna do it. All right, awesome. Because other times when you check and then he just snap checks behind, and you're like, damn.
Yeah, I know. Damn it. Yeah, and that's where we've seen that before too. Whenever you try to check and induce somebody to bet, and they say,
Doesn't always
check.
work.
No, exactly. And they say check, you'll see the same reaction you just from every player. Damn it. And they're like, all right, well, if you ever see that, if you check behind, if you're the last to act on the river, and you check,
That's when you give them the.
and another,
You got me.
yep, and another player.
You got me.
I hate you so much. And another player says, damn it. You're like, okay, well, I know. I
You're
know
like
that
this.
You, wanna do
You
that.
got me.
You got me. And
Am I mucking?
No, the worst part. The worst part about it is if you try one of those Eggo shoots, you're like, just two pair, and they're like, great, show me. Then you're the asshole who just got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. And you already trying to spin it like, oh, I misread my hand. Then you're like angle shooting yourself. It just guys, just
That's
play.
a lie.
Just
You
play
can angle
poker
shoot yourself all you
correctly
want.
and win. You don't need to angle shoot, okay?
There's a lot of like etiquette type things that maybe are sort of unspoken etiquette.
Look at these boards.
Yo, what's up? You can call me Joker.
Ace King Jack
Hanging in the
here.
Twitch chat.
Top pair for Day with straight draw. Harlan, just not a lot going on for him in this spot here. He needs a 6 and a 6.
It's gonna come running sixes.
Of course it is. Harlan's so beast mode.
But we're not gonna know.
Harlan doesn't want to make it so obvious that he runs like pure Colombian gold, so he's going to fold, but he was going to get running 6-6 for quads.
We all know what the turn and the river were gonna be. Dave C. rocking the big stack right now with $4,000. Whoop-a-doo. Dave C.
Yeah, I
Great
wouldn't
job.
say I actually play golf. I'm more like I'm a weed whacker. I'm just,
Oh, okay, cool.
Start hedging through it. See, here's the deal. I play golf, but a lot of people measure in this thing called strokes, and like that's supposed to be the measurement of how well you do. I measure my golf game in balls lost. If I lose less than like a ball every hole or two, I'm killing it. I'm crushing the game.
Balls lost.
Yeah, balls and holes, guys. Balls and holes. Welcome to Stones Live. Subscribe now, please. Thank you.
That's right. Solid jokes about balls and well.
Joker and Harley and the Heezy. I love it. What is going on, guys? Definitely friends of the show. Friends of Stones, man. They're in here all the time hanging out. I love it.
Game Over Mang says,
Poker Boss
nice
sums it
check.
up.
Nice
Yeah.
check.
Poker Boss sums it up.
To Sean.
Yeah, I shoot like 275 yards down the fairway, and then everything else from there is just garbage. So if I could just do like long drive competitions, you'd be killing it. All right.
They have those.
Yeah, so 10
That makes some pretty good money.
10-7 deuce. Yeah, if you're Happy Gilmore.
Harlan's got
All right.
open-ended.
10-7 deuce. Harlan's open-ended. Dave connects with a pair. And Brian's got a lot of nada here.
Lot of
Turn
nada.
change is nothing.
Clubs on the turn. Harlan gets there.
Speaking of Happy Gilmore and completely
King of
useless
clubs
random
and river.
facts, I had Happy Gilmore on VHS, and I sent away the little card in there to actually get the gold, like, laced hockey putter that he uses in the movie.
Oh, really?
And they sent it to me, and it's somewhere. It's in my parents' garage in the middle of
Somewhere.
God knows what,
So
but
you
it's in it.
have
I have a golden
Happy
Happy
Gilmore
Gilmore hockey stick putter.
All right.
It's true.
All right.
I have one. So obviously Harlan makes it on the river, and Dave just doesn't have anything he can pair off with. Obviously. I feel like obviously should be in there when it's Harlan. Like, okay, well Harlan got there.
Harlan gets there yet again. This isn't a repeat. This is a brand new Stones Live, even though it looks the same.
Poker is better than golf, I agree with you. However, if you guys haven't done it, Stones, normally at least once a year, if not a couple times a year, hosts a tag team tournament, Stones, golf, poker, extravaganza, and it's really cool depending on how well you and your partner shoot. You end up getting bonus chips in the tournament, and then I think the way that they do, I think the partners trade off every blind round, not blind round, or every something like that, every something like that. And it's a lot of fun. It's an absolute
Well, I thought the interesting part about that is the chips you get are based off your score in golf. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I would actually start as the short stack, which is how I play best.
Yeah.
So, for sure.
I mean, is it possible to start a tournament with 0 chips? Although I guess 0 would be a good golf
They
score.
start you with an ante. No, but I know that a moneymaker always flies out. Actually, he's flied out for the last 2 of them just to play in our golf tournament and poker tournament because he's like, oh yeah, let's do it.
That's not a surprise. He likes golf and he likes poker.
And at this point, he likes Stones. We
For him,
literally donate him money.
That thing might just be poker equals golf equals Stones. He likes all of them. It's a big reason to come up here. Hashtag kidding. That's never a fun time. It's true. I think Poker Pro Eric might have to petition the mods for also mods.
Oh, good luck with that. All right, Queen,
that's
7,
true.
deuce here, Super Rainbow. James connects with a 7 and out flops Doughboy's pocket 4s.
Are mods immune to getting timed out? Because I'm sure Poker Pro Eric would pay a hefty price for that.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. That's what we should do. We should just do like you can time out a mod, you can time out anybody you want for $5.
Well, you know,
how much money you make on the
in
stream?
a normal streaming scenario, sometimes you have to pay to talk. That's what's great about Stones Live is there's never sub mode.
Exactly.
Because we're always free and we're always here.
We keep it free for you, and you've heard JFK Stones, Justin Coretta say it time and time again.
It'll always be
he said,
free.
as long as I am employed here, it will always be free. And actually, the funny thing is he's out of the country right now on vacation. We actually just filed his 2 weeks via email yesterday. So it's probably not going to be free for much longer because I'm firing him.
Angle shooting the people to get them to send you subs.
No, actually, I'm
just as like, surprise, you can send all your sub money that you owe us backdated for 2 years of Stones Live Poker, which can all be found on youtube.com/Stones Live Poker. 2 years worth. Right to whatever Justin's address
FatTrain at Gmail. It's available on Venmo, PayPal. Thank you guys. Really appreciate
Whammy.
it. Shoot me one. All right, 10 on the turn here gives. It looks like AC the best of it, yeah? Said it before and I'll say it again. I love being a turtle. What movie is that from? That's an easy one. You guys got that.
So Poker Bro Eric has resorted to giving us fun facts about himself.
Bragging about how many different partners he had. I would just go get checked. That's what I would do. That's really the real win here.
Hey, got him. I like that. Well played.
Thank you. Clearly it means if you're an okay poker player and a shitty golfer, you should ask Eric to be your partner because he'll take care of the golf side for sure. And he'll tell you how bad and what you played wrong on the poker side.
It's true. I mean, 4-time champ. Why not?
Exactly. Male partners, by the way. Oh, it gets better. Seriously, can I just give you a shovel to keep digging your own hole? This is really working out well.
That's the name of the movie that's based off these events.
Oh, dear God. All right. Is this,
Great.
for a second I thought it was
5-4. Do you know how many times I've wanted that? Of course, Harlan's saying, do you know how many times I've wanted that flop?
Oh, my God.
I think that was Harlan.
Yeah, ace-5 dudes, trust me, like, that's Harlan's range. If he doesn't flop the wheel, he flops 2 pair, he flops a set. Like, Harlan's range is ace-5 dudes.
Some Supremo clubs over here.
So it's funny, Sean Drake and Dave C here right in exact each other's way here, both in each other's out, and it's not going to happen. Fun card, though, does complete the possible flush draw. Maybe somebody wants to stab at it. Pot's too small. Not really worth the risk. And as we saw earlier, it's great. Sean and Dave had some great history earlier when it was the Stone Cold Bluff rebluff.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wouldn't be surprised actually to see these two kind of get like, you know what? This pot's small enough. We'll figure. We'll do that again later. Vocal Terror with the Twitch comment of the evening. Well played, sir. Oh my
Male
god.
partners.
It keeps specifying that it's male part. We get it. We don't judge.
Yo,
Congratulations.
you can have
bro.
whatever kind of partners you want.
It's 2018, man. You know, whatever you. I identify as a plunger. What's your point? That sounded weird. You can identify as whatever you want. That's what I'm saying. Oh, Wood Creek for a golf tournament. Yeah. I basically just sit at the bar at Wood Creek and hang out while everybody else golfs.
Hey, we're getting a lot more people seeing these flops.
Yeah,
But there's
20
not been a lot
going around.
of, not been too many big raises pre.
Lots of 10s here with an ace. Looks like everybody misses here. Dave's 8s are actually still the best. Speaking of golf, I always get jealous when they 5 on the turn. Nothing. I always get jealous when you see those, Tiger Woods did it, I think, on his second take or his first take or something. When you see the trick golfers, they just bounce a ball a few times on, like, an iron, and then they, like, spin around, they throw up the club, and then they just randomly, because people, like, have problems hitting, it's like playing t-ball in baseball, right? I can barely hit it off the golf tee when it's just sitting there, and these guys just, like, bounce in the air for 10 minutes, and then one-handed just whack it, like, 200 yards. I'm like, well
Yeah,
played.
that's true.
Well
Yeah, that's
played.
that famous Nike commercial.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods does that.
But that was the most amazing part, though, is that he did it in 1 or 2 takes or something. Like, the first time, he's like, oh, here, let me do it again, and then does it perfect. And we're like, you asked me, are you to do that? Like, okay, well, we're going to be here for at least 8 hours, so let's start with that.
We're never leaving. That's purgatory for whoever's trying to shoot that.
It's the worst.
You're going to be there forever.
But you know who can shoot that, though? Because I'm going to angle shoot it. Real good.
Oh, then you should be perfect because the wedge is at an angle.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
See what I did there?
You did it. It's that.
Well played.
Yeah. Good job.
I waited a long time for that joke. I prepped it all up, built it all up, and it wasn't even a good one.
It was all
I
right.
can hear you guys snicker at home. Like, you're like, we'll give you the pity dad joke, one clap, semi kind of snicker laugh.
At least your angle shoot was only like a 6 of 10 on the scummy scale.
Well, it's not the first time tonight I busted over 10. I've got at least 11 on the scummy scale, at least once tonight. All right, new dealer coming in, guys. That means it's Bomb Potosaurus time. Everybody throws in $25. We all see a flop.
Oh, duck.
Out from there. Bombosaurus, 347, couple of diamonds. A couple players connect with this board
I'm actually
here.
going to the bathroom. It's bomb time.
Whoa.
Actually, well, for a second, we weren't on the camera, so I thought I could
Nope, now we're on
slyly
camera. Up,
sneak
run away, run for your
even though
life.
I said it. Oh, we did lock the door. Nice.
I'm locking it when you leave. Just realized my co-commentator was wearing swimming trunks. This is the beauty of live television, folks. All right, so James here with top pair and a straight draw fires 85. And another 3 on the turn here. Doesn't change much. Look at this equity split here. Even though Doughboy has him out kicked, it's almost like a 50-50 still. And he makes the call. Deuce on the river changes nothing here. Wow, Doughboy's kicker plays. Oh my god, yep. And you see the quick tap on the table by James. He knew it. He knew Doughboy's calling with a 7, and obviously he doesn't have 7-5. God, that'd be so sick if he had 7-5. God, and there's 5. Didn't play versus a 6. Once again, you guys are watching Stones Live. You are watching a juicy little 5-5 no limit hold'em game. Started out as a $1,000 max table buy. Now almost everybody at the table sitting over the original max buy. Pretty healthy game tonight. Pretty solid little 5-5, just your typical fun Wednesday night here at Stones. Brent Harrington left to go write up some more comedy material about how to needle me about angle shooting. Good times. It is just about 9 p.m., guys. We have about an hour left in this stream. We appreciate you guys being part of it. If you haven't done so yet, click follow, heart, subscribe, all the above. You don't want to miss the next episode of Stones Live, and you definitely don't ever want to miss this stash coming to you right now that stash right there. There it is.
Hey, everybody. I'm back.
We all missed you deeply.
I can tell.
All right, 3 players to the flop. Checks around. We see a turn. Turns a 7 now. And 10 on the river is actually going to give Doughboy the check mark here with a pair.
Just want to remind you guys, no excessive use of caps.
Exactly. No busting a cap in the chat room, guys. That's real. It's real.
What's happening here?
That's Poker Pro Eric. That's that. That's my reply. And that is an inside joke.
Wow.
You guys are awesome.
Heyo.
We're just talking about how awesome that golf
So many bomb
tournament
pods. You can call me Joker. So you can call me Joker. Makes its triumphant return to the chat and is immediately banned by Mubat. Not banned, but chat message deleted.
is. Timed out for 2 seconds. The hardest 2 seconds
Twitch.
of Moobot's life.
Twitch does make these great shirts that just says message deleted.
I love it.
Pretty
Did
awesome.
they really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I saw them. Yeah, last time.
Great.
A lot of the mods for Jason Somerville have those shirts.
Love
it's pretty
it.
great.
Alrighty, here Harlan finding a solid hand here with 5 deuce.
Right, remember he said that you don't know how many times I wanted to see that flop.
That's what he ace 5 deuce.
Yeah,
Dude, he's
exactly.
in. I think 5 deuce is Harlan's secret mystery ninja hand here.
You know what? Some people have hands they really like.
Oh, Harlan's gonna fire this guaranteed,
whatever
and
reason.
Doughboy's gonna fold. Watch, here it comes.
75.
Guaranteed, all day.
Any? Did you show it? Show it face up. Shut up. Chime in. No ladies in the game tonight. I think Casey wanted to give all these guys a reprieve. Because,
Yeah, Casey's like, all right, you guys win a pot for tonight. I'm fine. I'm
Yeah.
fine tonight. I don't See that? Hey, all sorts of fun joke time. In the
funny
big
how the
guys.
most commenting since reverse.
So back to our pocket pair regularly scheduled program, since that's how we do it here at Stones Live. Sean Drake here with Pocket Jacks. from
Sean
the hijack.
Drake.
Looks like he's gonna call.
It's got 2 jacks.
Wow, look at this kind of limp happy pot here. Who wants to go for the
Hey,
squeeze?
it's
Looks
not
like-
a bomb pot.
I think James might go for a squeeze here. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, he
squeeze.
says stuff this green. 300 with Jack 6 of clubs,
This is-
and he is in a world of hurt. Now I did see another player have Jack 10, which means all Jacks are dead here. So James is gonna need
He's
clubs.
blocking pocket jacks.
Oh my God, James is gonna need lots of clubs or lots of 6s, and we'll see if Sean even lets it
I
get
mean,
that
there's
far.
a chance that he folds. Probably folds.
I think Sean's sensing on now. Sean's sensing a squeeze play here from James. From the straddle, that many limpers, James is going to do this with just about any range of hands, and this is what we see here.
I think you can call me Joker. Definitely picked up on that because this table is a little bit more talkative than a few of the tables that we've had recently, for
And this
sure.
is exactly, I love it. Trap, set, baited, and retrapped here.
Yeah,
So
but I don't.
Well, no, so James obviously isn't coming along, but Sean D's coming in. And this is where James is thinking, like, all right, what did you raise me with originally? Here it is. Let's listen. Nah. Hand in the cookie jar. He knows it.
A little lighter than he felt could defend there.
The only thing that would have made that better is if Sean Drake just had a soul read and knew he was doing the garbage and did it with even less garbage. He's like, yeah, this is how you do a
Sometimes people just
re-squeeze.
don't believe each other.
Well, the thing is, obviously, I think it was James's straddle last hand. Yeah, I'm pretty positive it was. And so the thing about that is, if you have a pretty seasoned player or a decently aggressive player, they're going to raise more often than not from the straddle. You know, so it's like when you actually wake up with a big hand in the straddle, I feel like a lot of players are less apt to give you credit for it.
I think there's a pretty standard feeling that you should raise versus the straddle, and that the straddle should defend in essence, like sort of a big blind type situation for sure. You guys are nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know.
I got it.
Yeah, I do.
These work, okay?
Hey, salt. Hey, salt it on. Add some more spice. All right, Brian here with Jack 10 pops it to 45. Dave C. Sean both find a call. And that's pretty much garbanzo garbage beans out there. Sean D's ace high good. Everybody checks to the turn. 5 peels.
All right,
Still garbage.
6 bowl. So a 3 would give Sean a straight.
Can hear Katie chiming in for a story. There we go, and we can see now James, our second player, dipping beneath that $1,000 original max buy after the, I guess the squeeze play went a little south on him.
Props to him for giving it a shot, though.
Absolutely, I love it. So many players are sitting there and they have the feeling that they should do something like that, but
then they look at Jack 6 suited and they decide not
exactly,
to.
but
Yeah.
very few players actually reach down and pull the trigger, and the majority of times that actually works out. I mean, I've even seen players do that where everybody else at the table is needling them and calling them out for doing it. They're like, ah, ha, ha, ha. And then after everybody folds, they show them that's exactly what they were doing. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like the squeeze play is real, so I respect him for giving it a shot.
Yeah. Also, one of the things.
Poker Pro Eric always teetering on that gray area of timeout, and we respect it.
There's a very specific reason why he did that in the YouTube chat and not in the, not in the Twitch
Shame,
chat.
shame.
Why do poker players love hoodies? Well,
wait.
second fight, I don't even. It's almost always cold in the poker room,
Yeah.
and the longer you sit there, the colder it gets. So I think hoodies are generally.
I think every poker player likes hoodies. Now, here's why. Because every poker player goes like this, apparently, when they're.
Oh yeah. Oh, hang on. I gotta-
So sometimes I'll go to a table and there's like 6 people doing it, and I'm like, oh, my bad. Is this ninjas only table?
Hoodies are comfortable too. Like
they
you're
are.
sitting at a table for hours. You want to be comfortable. Hoodie is just like the go-to thing for somebody who's going to be sitting in a chair for several hours in a cold place.
And it's all, and let's face it, like I say, I've said before on the stream, there's always 3 places that are cold. You can guarantee they're cold. Movie theater, casino, airplane. Always cold.
Poker room, usually I think it's colder than those places.
Are we really splitting degrees right now?
Wait, I've been on an airplane where
You're never
it's
cold.
very hot.
With that sweet little permanent sweater on your upper lip, I would never be cold. You got it nailed.
Maybe I'm not.
Cold-blooded.
Maybe I'm not.
Oh, man. If you guys like mustache jokes,
Joey Angleshot's over here calling me cold-blooded. Okay.
if you guys like fun needling sessions, subscribe now to Stones Live. We're here with you at least 3 times a week.
We've learned 2 things tonight. Number 1, if you want to win a golf poker tournament, apparently you have to play with Poker Pro Eric. Number 2, don't ever play cash poker with Fat Train unless you like pina coladas. In which case, you're safe. That's
And getting caught in the rain.
you're immune
Yeah.
to his angle shots. Poker rooms are cold because the poker players are cold-blooded. I like it. It's just like a lot of action, a lot of people playing. In this, this game's 5-5, a little bit bigger than some of the cash games we have. And the table's filled with a lot of guys who play it like it's a cash game where they're seeing a lot of hands. They're all fairly deep. And interested in seeing flops for a number of prices. Brian's gonna call Harlan's 3-bet. I don't think anybody else is gonna call.
Right, and it's weird. Who gave Harlan Ace King? I don't know if he's allowed to have these big hands, but we have a direct coin flip here.
Ooh.
And Brian in the lead, and this is the kind of flop, if you don't bink a 10, this is the kind of flop you want to see. All unders, not the worst here. But Harlan did 3-bet, and so I think Brian is going to be semi-cautious about maybe overpair versus overpair. I mean, 8s are better. It's overpair versus overpair here, so.
Right. So at this point, I don't think he knows like exactly what's happening, but he feels good about.
Oh, it's
this
enough to
flop,
continue
for sure.
on here.
Plus, he has a spade, which makes him feel a little bit better calling the flop. The club on the flop makes it easier for Harlan to bet because you could get a club on the river or the
a club on
turn,
the turn, pick up
and
an extra
then
draw.
give you a shot to.
And now this is
around.
okay. So this is funny. The queen is a card that Brian doesn't necessarily like to see, but once Harlan fires the flop and then checks the turn over to Brian,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty easy to pull the trigger on a bet here.
Well, the queen specifically because it's a spade is a good card to
Yeah,
bet.
exactly.
You could probably take 2 different lines here if you really wanted to, thinking that you would call whatever bet Harlan might throw out on the river, assuming that he's like c-betting a lot of his hands there. Poker Pro Eric makes a good point too. There's a lot of people who wear scarves and hoodies sort of have that same thing because people try to hide their carotid arteries to try to.
Now, and the thing is, we've all been in those situations where you make a big bet and you're facing a call, or whatever. We've all been in situations where it's funny because you can almost feel that, but sometimes you can literally see that. I mean, you really can.
No, for sure. So that is definitely another reason why people wear. That's another thing why they do this too, because they're blocking it.
Well, that's a tough read because I'll do that if I have a big hand, but I'll also do that if I have crap. Like either way, that thing's gonna be pumping. So you figure it out from there.
Second fight in Twitch chat says, guys, I'm new to poker. Who should I keep an eye out for and follow their hands? I don't know that there's, in this table in particular, I think there's a lot of really solid players, but you could look at somebody like Harland, who plays a little bit looser than probably some of the other players. And then you look at someone like, I would say, Arcady.
Arcady plays
pretty snug, so...
He's snug, but he's also aggressive. Like, when he's in there and he thinks he can get you off the hand, so I guess to answer your question, Second Flight, this table's pretty cool because there's a solid dynamic of a bunch of different styles of play.
Yeah.
So I think if just watching this or consistently watching poker, you'll kind of figure out the way that these guys handle the situations they constantly get put in,
I think in general, if you're just new to poker, you should just watch a bunch of poker. And you'll get some ideas of certain things, certain players playing certain hands, certain ways. Poker Pro Eric says Sean Drake. Sean Drake is very, very good. I worry if you're new, Sean Drake will sometimes probably do things that will either confuse you or maybe he's doing because he's confident in his ability to play post-flop, where a newer player might not be. So, the one thing you got to remember is, but I will watch everyone. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And so, especially being new to poker, this is the way I describe it too. Get as much information, as many different sort of board texture things, meaning what cards are actually out there and how other cards interact with those cards. Get all of that info as much as you can for as cheap as you can. So watching Poker Online, watching Stone's Live, this is all free. Get as much free schooling as you can before you go and put your own money at a casino and start playing poker. And I definitely recommend when you start playing poker, maybe even start with a lower actual limit game and then work into the smallest no limit table that they have, just to get an idea of, okay, this is what it's like when the board is double paired and I have an ace, or hey, this is what it's like when the board's double paired and I have the bottom card and the guy has the bigger card, and this is a full house versus a bigger full house, and learn all of those very common scenarios for as cheap as possible. Yeah. Learn them with your friends at the $20 buy-ins. Don't learn them here when you get stacked for $500. You know what I mean?
Second Flight is just now following on Twitch. Welcome. Glad
and
to
look
have
at this
you.
flop here. Lots of 10s here for Dave C. Flops a set. Top pair for Doughboy. The turn could slow things down a little bit, although it did give Doughboy a redraw here for a jack.
So it looked like AC was in there with 9s, but after a bet and a raise on the flop, he got out of there.
Second Flight, you are very welcome. Actually, that's one of my favorite things. Brings up a good point. If you're new to poker, one of the biggest compliments I think we've had is somebody tuned in and said, I have no idea about poker, I don't know what I'm doing, but I can't turn away and I'm enjoying everything I'm seeing. Some of the nicest words around. I'm glad we could help Second Flight. If you have any other questions, feel free to throw them in there. Even if we don't answer them, a lot of our chat members are really helpful and really awesome people to hook you up.
Yeah. Other thing too, we have the classic coming up with guys like Jason Somerville, Kevin Martin, Andrew Nemi, and Lex Veldhouse. All of which, I don't know that Andrew streams, but he does a poker vlog on YouTube. You can follow that, watch the kind of things. And then also Kevin, Jason, and Lex are all streaming on Twitch Poker a lot.
Regularly.
So it gives you some chances to see. Lex is streaming all the time. Sometimes he's streaming games, but often he's streaming poker. So.
And regularly, the cool thing about these guys is not only are they personable and they're fun and they're just really nice guys, but they're pretty straightforward and analytical in their thought process about what they're doing. So they're not just making plays and just having you watch. A lot of times they're explaining while they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Why they're going to make this raise here, why they're going to 3-bet light here, or what they're detecting in other people's betting patterns. Because online, you don't have those live and physical tells. you don't have the opportunity for somebody to just like slip up and give you free information by talking.
Yeah.
You pretty much just have to go off bet sizing and player history. So they'll kind of walk through a lot of that as they're playing. They're like, this guy's been super aggressive all day. He's betting with anything, so he normally folds to 3 bets, which is why I'm betting him now. That's why I'm raising him now.
One of the things about Lex Feldhaus, who's going to be here for that, is that's different than Jason. Like Jason Somerville started as he was an online crusher. He was streaming and doing YouTube, and he sort of like began this whole trend. Lex is a guy who was playing at a very high level for a very long time and is now coming into streaming a little bit later in the game. It's sort of like a stream boom right now, but Lex is definitely one of the, I would say Lex starting streaming and building up is sort of like, he made a name for himself in cash games and in live tournament poker, and now is moving into streaming. Whereas guys like Jamie Staples, even if he was playing before, he really kind of became famous, put himself out there, and his name got more well known when he started streaming.
I think I followed there. Sukaya King, I think, followed us. Very cool. Thank you very much for the follow here. AC is finally going to get his chance for redemption here, but nobody's going to
Got
call.
a shot at. I don't know that. Oh no, but
It's
James
so
bet
ch-
225.
It's so sick though.
Yeah.
But James is the other short stack. James has no money behind. Let's listen in. They're going to talk about it for a minute. It sucks because James has nothing to
He
continue.
can't really call.
If James had any pair, he could at least call and see if he got lucky. But you know what? I think AC cares. I think AC is super happy to win that pot regardless.
If you like check the market, check the news, see if everything is positive, definitely worth make a research if it's passing that price.
Like the end of January was a good time to buy. It was like crazy. So people were like freaking out. Yeah. That was the time to hop in. Yeah. It's starting to go down right now. I mean, like alts across the board.
Standard 5-5
I believe
conversation
second
about
flight-
Bitcoin.
Yes, exactly.
Crypto?
I swear to God, crypto is probably the most talked about thing in the boat because basically it's a glorified gamble, man. It's just a gamble. Crypto is it's
Some people would maybe argue
of
otherwise.
course, but
yeah.
educated gambles, this, that, and everything else. It's all about risk versus reward, right? And that's what poker is, right? It's pot equity, it's odds, it's risk versus reward. That's why
Sure,
obviously
yeah.
crypto is.
Well, you can approach it
common-
in the same way for sure.
It's
I think the
common.
idea of crypto is not really a gamble. Like digital currency.
No, you're right.
for
It's
sure,
just a
like-
matter of which one is gonna.
Where's it gonna
which
end up?
one's gonna murder them all, right?
Where's it gonna head?
And obviously, Bitcoin being the most prevalent one at the time. Second flight says, how long y'all been playing poker? Me personally, 13 years ish, give or take, something like that.
Oh wow.
Well,
I don't know
definitely
how
underage.
long-
Let's put it that way. Definitely underage.
I would say,
underage
yeah.
with friends, but and maybe
I
some
think
other
I
places that can't be talked about.
Dabbled when I was younger. So probably like 15, maybe somewhere in that vicinity.
I think the
I took a
biggest-
big break in the middle though.
Yeah, we all ebb and flow. You play a lot and then you don't. But what it comes down to, guys, is I think the number one thing with poker is never stop learning. Don't just say, okay, I got a bad beat and chalk it up to a bad beat. Figure out how you can play the hand differently. What maybe happened there, what potential pitfalls you have. Always look for leaks in your game. If you think you know everything about poker and you never want to learn anything new, just dig your own grave. You're already done here. Just stop trying, stop playing. I think poker is an ever-evolving game. The poker we see today, the poker we play today, is not the same poker I played 10 years ago. Not even
for
close.
sure, yeah.
Not even close. Everybody plays completely different. The overall player pool has evolved heavily. It used to be super easy. It used to be like taking candy from a baby, and now you have to give poker players at least, X amount of benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, well, this guy knows at least kind of what he's doing in some way, shape, or form. He's not betting here with nothing, So yeah, I guess always be learning, always be evolving and changing.
Always
with poker.
be learning.
Adapt or die.
Put that coffee down. That coffee is for learners.
Learner. Yeah, I like that. Coffee's for closers, guys. Again, we're full of movie puns here. We respect it. That's why
Harlan took down like a reasonably sized pot with a nut flush in the river. Flop top pair evolves into nut flush. Not a bad hand for Harlan. And James is rebuying. He's gonna fill up his stack. We'll get a count real quick.
Yeah, and this cracks me up, dude. Like, Atrocious here says Bitcoin is almost already mined, 16 million out of the 20 million in circulation. And that's the thing is people, dude, if I go to the local electronics store, all the high-end graphics cards are sold out because all these morons are buying these graphics cards thinking they're going to mine crypto and be millionaires. Guys, you are like 5 years too late to the game. like way too late. But enjoy wasting all of your money and electricity and bandwidth. But have fun.
Harlan flops top pair here. Or actually, wait, Harlan's hand is 8-9, but he is not in the hand because he's not at the table. So, let's see. So far, Sean Drake, big winner tonight, 2.2K. Dave C up 500. Harlan up 500. Arcady up 500. And Brian S up 135. Small winner AC. It says AC small winner at 85 plus 85. I feel like that might not be 100% accurate unless he moved chairs. He's been having a rough time of it. I don't remember him seeing win too many pots. So
fun random fact about Bitcoin, and then we're really gonna drop it because you can hear all you want about it at the poker table. I believe it's the two like male model brothers or whatever sued Facebook. If you watch the movie with the Winklevoss twins. Okay,
yeah.
Winklevoss. So supposedly they have like whatever, a couple percent of like every Bitcoin in circulation, which is worth an atrocious, atrocious amount of money. So if you have their Bitcoin wallet address, you can obviously take that money. And so what they did was they split their Bitcoin wallet address into 4 different pieces of paper and put them in different safety deposit boxes in different banks around the world. So good luck getting those coins. And I just respect that from a hustle standpoint. But enough about Bitcoin, I digress. Arcady, set of 3s against Dave's pair of 7s.
yeah, Poker Pro Eric, he made a chunk of that on that hand for sure. It's funny. It's like I'll sit here and watch this, and I don't necessarily remember like in this instant any hand besides that hand that Sean Drake won. I often like I'm sitting here and we're going through hand by hand, and then like I'm just like, whoa, where'd all those chips come from? Sometimes that's because they bought up to the biggest stack, which you can do here at Stones with the table stakes. But
which is funny because we'll see guys walk into the cage and they'll have 5 to 10 grand in chips. And you know, we'll see a buddy be like, "Oh man, good job, nice run." And they're like, "Dude, I'm down 500 bucks." I mean, I'm cashing out 8 grand, but I'm still down 500 bucks.
Yeah, sometimes it's not the easiest thing. But yeah, let's see. I don't remember seeing Sean. Yeah, he may have bought in. I don't think he made. He had 2,000. He had 2,000. I think he bought in for another 2,000. No. I mean.
Oh, added on. I wouldn't be.
Yeah, because he was. I don't remember him seeing win a $4,000 pot.
No, absolutely not. And a lot.
This is what I said. Like we don't necessarily know like right when they buy in because
exactly because it's a lot to keep track of. And a lot of what will happen too is we saw Adam's notorious for this. I love Adam, super good poker player, super good dude. And you know what? The last stream we had, he was running super cold. He barely won. I think he was involved in like less than 5 hands the entire stream. But every time the camera got on him, he had more and more chips because every time somebody else would win a big pot, he would stack up to that size because he really wanted to maximize his upside potential when he finally did get his one big hand that he could stack another huge stack. I don't want to wake up with aces versus kings when I have a grand, the other guy has 10.
Right. Value-wise, if you can, part of the reason why I think you don't want to sit at this game with less than like the ability to buy in for like 5,000 is that if some other players are in for 5,000, you kind of want to maximize the value of your good hand because in a normal cash game session, are you going to win any more than really like 3 hands an hour, if that? Like that's like, you know, so when you win like a huge pot.
Well, with all my angle shooting, I win a lot.
Oh, right. Well, sometimes you win the pots you're not supposed to win because you're
a shitty human? You could just call it that.
I mean, you said it. I didn't.
I know. I was just there for you. I like the self needles are my favorite. Those are the best.
It's fine.
All right, Brian pops it up here with Ace Jack. James, AC, and Dave all find a call here. Looks like Dave connects with his 9.
Yeah, not bad. James is blocking a lot of straights and picks up a straight draw of his own here.
Yeah, and top pair now from Brian. That was a fun little card in the turn.
It'll be sad for James if he rivers the set, but I don't know if he'll actually get there with this 8. But he might because he has the open-ended straight draw. He's going to call. All right. 8-9. That's not a bad river for James, but I don't think he's going to pay Brian here. He might. That's actually like not the worst run out. Brian's going to bet like 80.
Ghost of Van here says they would make my own coin. Train coins. Whenever we're ready. Train coins coming down, guys. It's going to be the new hotness.
Donkey Puncher says, seems to me all the Stones players are good dudes and crushers.
Donkey Puncher, I'm gonna just stop you right there. Definitely not. Not all Stones players are good dudes and crushers. The guys at this particular table, absolutely yes.
I would say the general vibe. Maybe you'll run into, I think a lot of people at Stones are very friendly. There's like I played some 4-8 Omaha here. I played some 1-3 Hold'em here. Played some PLO. I mean, I think in poker you're never going to be immune to,
Of course. Well, anytime there's money on the line, people always get emotional. There are always going to be emotions. I think the seasoned players who play at the regular are able to counteract those and hold it down. And like, yeah, okay, shit happens. I lost a big pot, whatever. I'll get it back next time. People who are new to the game or people who are playing especially with scared money they can't afford to lose. Those guys are generally the guys who kind of like are just waiting to blow up and volcano at the table. But you're right. The majority of players. Just they're good peeps here. This is a fun board. Look at this board.
This pot's going to be big, I think.
Wow.
Because Harlan's got a pair. Oh, never mind.
I can't believe they checked around on the flop. Wow.
75.
Donkey Puncher, you should come out here. Come out to Stones if you haven't been here, guys. We're located right outside Sacramento, California.
Join the army of good dudes.
Yeah, you could be a good dude in Crusher. Come on out.
Come on.
I'll give you a shout out.
Let's see.
Oh, there it is. Harlan Run Good. Boom. Cracking aces. Ship it.
Harlan's going to get a little bit of value here. Oh, no. I guess if Harlan's leading into players.
I love it. You know why? Okay, you talk about Harlan's range.
Snap fold.
You talk about Harlan's range. 4, 5, 6, 8. How is that not Harlan's range?
Yeah. All he needs is a 7.
Stabeam is now following on Twitch.
Stabeam.
I know what you were saying, Donkey Puncher. I know. But what can I say, man? I'm not lying. I speak the truth. I mean, these guys are all crushers and good dudes.
I got that he was joking, too. But I will say, yeah, Stones is good. I've been like in and out of Sacramento for I would say like a couple years now, and I really started to feel like maybe Sacramento was kind of home just when I came here on a somewhat regular basis, And it's just because you see a lot of the same people, you make some friends, It's a good bunch of good dudes.
Yeah, not me though. I just try to angle shoot our friends.
Bunch of good dudes. Sure. The occasional angle shooting. By the way, we know the name of Train's crypto coin would be Angle Coin for sure.
Angle Coin.
ANG. Look for it.
Angle Coin. Look
on
for
the Stones. The Stones Exchange.
Angle Coin.
Angle Coin.
Stones Exchange. Good God.
By CEO Justin Kelly.
Oh man. I plead the fifth.
Yeah, you better practice that for your huge indictment coming up. Well, no, Angle Coin doesn't play straight.
Okay, Harlan here, queen high flop, queen 4 deuce. He goes running 10-9 for the perfect nut straight.
Yeah,
guys.
But it's not going to give me any value.
I think we should have our own command. We call it the Harlan Surprise. No surprise there.
Harlan's picking up these little pots for sure. We've had some potential for like big pots, but nothing's really. We've had some big pots, but like my favorite hand so far of the day was when Dave bluffed Sean Drake with like a nice little raise on the river, and I enjoyed that hand very much. The details are escaping me at the moment, but it was definitely a bluff.
Oh, you mean when it was 5 deuce versus 4-7?
Yeah, it was like 5 high.
They both had crappy gut shots on like the super low end of a straight. Yeah.
You can call me Joker. I caught some of the final table at the WPT. I know one of the Stones regs, Chris Hinchcliffe, was the day 3 chip leader, I think.
Dude, every time I see that guy, he's just binking off big tournaments. He just binked off the big one down in LA like a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, he won that one for sure. So I caught a little bit of it.
Look at these hands. 8-6, 8-6, and 8-6, and we have an 8-4-7
Yeah,
flop.
a pair with a gutter is definitely a hand that some of these guys can get aggro with.
And of course, AC has aces.
Yeah.
We know they're going to be no good.
some backdoor type things. Now AC is raising.
I know, and all the 8-6s are suited too.
Yeah.
That's actually a shout out from our booth guy.
Yeah, all the 8-6s are suited, but the hard one is irrelevant.
God, wow,
just because at least so Sean, who is the initial bettor, 35, I think we're gonna see a call from Sean, maybe a raise because AC is so low. Dave's thinking about it for sure. With his hand, you got a top pair and a gutter.
Now the funny thing about this, actually, I want to comment on Atrocious that says, dang, a lot of limping with AA. I think more often than not, you'll see more limping at a table where there's kind of more action because you're assuming there's
Right, you're
always a
assuming
raise
some
behind me.
kind of action.
Somebody always raises behind me. Why would it be different now? And I get stuck into that trap where I limp, and then of course everybody limps behind me. I'm like, damn it.
Even if this hand doesn't go anywhere, it's hilarious to see each player go through the same thought process.
Yeah, in
I
different
have
positions.
top pair
Yeah,
and a gutter
yeah.
ball. There's two people behind me. Harlan's like, I have top pair and a gutter ball, and Sean bet, and you
Yeah.
got raised. Like,
I love
but
it.
I'm going to call, which it's not a huge
Atrocious
surprise.
says, do you guys have, I believe you're talking about Aces Cracked promotion. We do have Aces
There
Cracked.
is.
It's several times per day. I don't think it's going
Yeah,
on
it's
right
certain
now.
sections of
I
the
think
day.
they give you $100 if you crack Aces. Yeah, maybe higher limits, maybe they give you 100 or 200 maybe, I don't know. But either way, yeah, we do have it several times a day here.
One of the things too about this that makes this not such an easy decision, or an easy decision to continue, is that AC doesn't have that much behind. So you're not really getting punished
Yeah.
too hard if you decide to get aggro with a hand like a pair and a gutter.
Now, AC doesn't necessarily know this, but that turn is actually a pretty solid card because it pulls Harlan's out from making different two pair, like a 6.
Check, check.
Yeah, Queen on the river here, AC.
I don't think
check
it's going to
mark.
get that much more value. AC may bet, but they looks like they checked it down, and Ace is going to take it. Yeah, so Harlan had the backdoor flush draw with the gutter and the pair. It did not improve and didn't try to scare away AC.
That's when everybody else had to kneel. Oh, I had 8-6. Oh yeah, I had 8-6. He's like, shut up. No, seriously.
Oh my gosh, check the stream.
I had
30
my neighbor
minutes
down the
from
street
now.
had 8-6. Everybody had 8-6.
Say hello to you,
I think
motherfucker.
Thursday Night Poker chiming in. Our Aces Cracked are noon to 1 p.m., 6 to 7 p.m., and 1 to 2 a.m. So there you go.
So
3
not
times.
actually stream. No, that's not true. The first 30 minutes of the stream, Aces Crack promotion is active. I think, right? No. Yes, because
Because of the delay.
of the delay. Yes.
So here's what's going to happen, guys. I'm telling you right now.
Checking it down with Harlan. Nice.
I want to hit. Sounds like the name of a show.
It is.
I want to hit the bad beat on the stream. So,
Oh, that'd be great,
So
yeah.
bad, I want to hit it.
Previously on Checking It Down with Harlan, Harlan wins $13,000 in a bum pot.
Somebody finally beats Harlan, and somehow he still comes up 13 grand. Wow, look at this. This is fun. So Brian was behind against Arcady here. Sorry, so much Harlan talk. 9 high board. Brian does connect with the 9, but Arcady with the flush draw.
You know, you like this board if you're Arcady. It's an easy board to bet on with your hand.
And if you're Brian, you're scared, but you have to bet anyways, so we do
Well,
it.
you check calls, which is now Arcady kind of improves through gutter and the flush draw, and still has an over. Like if 2 overs if he thinks he's up against one pair of 9s or possibly like 10s. So I think Arcady is going to bet again.
Yeah, Arcady is a solid proponent of, I guess you call it the semi-bluff, the betting with a draw, where I'm going to get paid every time. If
Well,
I hit.
now see, like there's a lot of cards that can complete. That's one of them.
That is.
Where he's not going to get much value now,
Yeah.
but because he's bet the whole way, when the draw gets there, like he's going to get there. Also, it gives him an opportunity to bluff in some spots, and maybe he will get called here. 530 in the pot. Brian checks to him. If you're trying to get value, I don't think you want to bet super big here. Although sometimes that bet can be very polarizing. He bets really small, 75 into 530.
Into 530. That's like the.
Trying to get a little bit of value, just really little tiny.
And if
value.
you're Brian, what are you thinking right now? When you, I think I'm like.
You're thinking I'm calling because it's 75, right?
Right,
Like,
it's so small.
Which is exactly why Arcady
Yeah,
bets
it's
that
so
much.
small.
Like,
And the sick part is, I think Arcady's almost thinking like, raise me
You
and I
can't
snap call.
fold.
Yeah, raise me and I snap call. I mean, like I don't think you ever check a king or an ace to be there.
right, yeah, exactly.
So you're either gonna think I'm completely full of it, or you're just gonna pay me
True,
75.
like, it
Either
could
way.
turn out really well if Brian decides to take a really aggressive
Yeah.
stance. But yeah. Yo, what is up? Terralish4137 over in the YouTube chat. Treasures always bets out his flush draws. Yeah, fair enough. So, I mean, maybe there's some incentive for someone to start raising him back on the flop and the turn, you know, trying to make those flush draws cost him a little bit more, or I don't know. I don't know, Treasures. I haven't, you know, I don't have like each instance memorized, but I think a lot of players, like if the action checks to you and you check behind you might be able to hold off some bets, so where you can see, like, if you bet the flop, you might maybe you'll get raised with that three heart board.
For me personally, just reading Atrocious comment says Arcadia always bets his flush draws, shitty balance. For me, I think somebody who's always betting their flush draws, but also always betting their good hands, which Arcadia seems to be doing as well,
like a main,
is kind of the balance part of it. You know what I mean? The fact that he's betting his flush draws and also betting equally around the same style as his normally made hands, that is balance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me personally.
We got a bomb pot here.
Bomb pot going on, guys. $25. Everybody goes in. You play it out post flop.
Some of them clubs for Arcadia and Day.
In the club. Day's always on the low end of his flush draw every time.
Pair and a flush draw though, so he doesn't necessarily need to improve. But
Junkino90, follow on Twitch, much appreciated. Thank you, man.
Just hope that nobody else improves. Queen, gonna keep him in the lead, but he can't feel super great about it. Arcadia may bet here because, like we've established, apparently he always bets his flush draws. Three on the river. If Day thought he had the best hand, he probably still thinks he has the best hand. And yeah, check. I think Arcadia might have more chance to bet that draw on the turn if this had not been a bomb pot, right? He would have a better idea of where Day's range might be, which is impossible to figure out.
Well, and something I've noticed personally a few times about Arcadia is when he did have a draw that he missed, he checks the river, even though he knows that pretty much there's no way his hand can be a winner. We saw him do it earlier against Brian. We saw him do it just now. Now, granted, it was a bomb pot, so it's a little different. But I think for me personally, that's something that, I mean, it's definitely something to note in the back of your mind that, like, he's going to check. So I feel like now I give him a little bit more credit when he fires the river. Like, he probably does have something. But then again, if it's against me, Arcadia always fires, so there's really no range there.
Terralish. I played poker the other day, 2-5. Kings on the button.
Okay, here's my first bet. My first bit of advice, Terralish, in a 2-5 game, raising to 15 is almost like not even raising at all. So personally, raising to 15 with kings, I would have gone higher. I don't know what their hands were. I mean, they might have called anyways, but to me, raising just 3x to 15 with kings in a 2-5 game seems a little light. I don't know if it was a really tight game or what, but that just seems a little light. I would have gone a little higher and tried to balance that out. I don't know.
I mean, if you're thinking about a way you could possibly have won that hand or gotten the fold, maybe like raising the turn when you make a set. If there's only 2 hearts or whatever on the board.
Yeah, fair enough, because I'm seeing now that the river completed the flush, but you turned the top set of kings. I think at that point, you have to, if there's 2 other players in the pot, you have to put at least one of them on a flush draw. Even if you don't put both of them on a flush draw, you have to give at least one of them credit for a flush draw. In that particular case, I put the heat on the turn and make them pay to get there on the river. I'd play for stacks or whatever. I'd either make him stack it and hit it, you get there, or either way, I want money from that draw. Is what you don't. You don't want to pay them once they get there. Then there's no value in it.
It's tough, yeah. Especially since it's pretty easy for them to. Like if somebody's betting 50 and you're calling, then they're basically getting like 10-1 on that bet at that point. Absolutely. To call and see their flush draw out.
So there you go, Terralish. That's a bit of advice. Once you made pretty much what you could easily assume is the best hand on the turn, that's when I would have started applying pressure, like way more money into the pot on them, and did a healthy size raise to make them pay to get that flush draw. Because with 2 other players in the pot, you know that at least one of them has it. So.
Also, if you're playing in Sacramento, just fold kings pre. Because kings never win.
Now that's probably the best advice we've given on the stream.
Fold pre. Yeah. I'm
just kidding.
Here we go. Lots of action. $40.
Ooh, ace 10 for Dave C. Get some top 2 pair.
How many of these people? Everybody's in this hand?
Look, this is going to be hurting here for James, though, with ace king. This is going to be a little bit of a setup here.
Really big pot.
Yeah,
I like
10s for Doughboy's just like dead in the water and doesn't even know it. Dead man walking.
Dave C. with so many players behind on a relatively safe board for his hand. Might just flat here. If he flats here, he's probably going to get a lot of value. He may try to isolate James. He's eyeing his stack, like his remaining stack, trying to see what he's up against. I think this is a safe board to flat on. I mean, I guess if you flat and someone raises, then maybe you fear like a set, maybe like a random like set of sevens or something. He does not mess around. He's raising.
875 total.
875.
I think Atrocious sums it up too. Learning to fold over pairs is an expensive experience. I've had my share. Very true. And this is where we talk about board texture. So many people are like, well, I have kings and the board's only 10 high. How do I not call there? And I'm like, there's a million different ways you could not call there.
Oh, there we go. James
Shipping
gets it all in, and Dave's not
this
going to fold.
Easy snap call for Dave. No question. Dave just jams a stack of white in there.
So there's 2 kings left. 2 potential kings for James.
Okay, they've agreed to run it once, guys. Oh,
That doesn't really help.
doesn't change anything, but
A 7 would chop it.
7 would be so sick, running 7s for a chop.
Yeah, but it doesn't get there, so DFC's going to win. And he gets all of James's stack.
The only pair I didn't have, right?
Terrorless says, right?
No, agreed, Atrocious, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 200 man. Well, 200 man, 500 max. It was in for 240. The guys that play there are super old. You know, I don't want to be an ageist, but there's a distinct difference between the way.
He doesn't want to be an angle shooter either.
But sometimes it happens, you know. But there's a distinct difference between the way that young players who are new to the game play, not just because they're new, but just young players are more aggressive. They want to make moves. They want to make that big bluff. They want to make that hero ace high call. I think a lot of the older players play a little bit more the old school way. You know what I mean? I think they're kind of like set in their ways, and they're just kind of sitting there grinding it out, having fun. I guess watch over time and make your own opinion about how those players are playing. But I bet that you can make moves on them that you wouldn't be able to get away with a younger crowd and vice versa. So definitely try to use that to your advantage. I mean, use any edge you can find.
Yeah, and that spot, Atrocious, I wonder maybe a flat from James is a better sort of thing, because like what kind of hands is Dave going to be raising there on a rainbow board with ace 10 7? Is he raising 8-9 there? Is he going to be raising?
Yeah, does he have 7s, 10s?
Is he more likely to be raising like a random 2 pair, like ace 10, or a set? You know, like something like a set of 7s, because there were 4 or 5 players in pre for 40 or 50 bucks. You know, you can't fault somebody for wanting to play aggressively with a short stack, especially with a big hand when you flop top pair, top kicker. Same reason he thinks his hand is good is it's a very it's a board where
it was super dry. 7,
you
10.
have a lot. You have a really good hand on that board, but
really the only hand he was worried about was kind of ace 10 there. I mean, he's like, I don't really put you on anything else.
Right. You know, but that could have been a set of 7s or ace 10.
Because it was kind of lengthy.
It could also have been ace queen, like if Dave wants to
And that's
try to
obviously what
isolate
you're
the short
thinking there, right?
stack,
And
yeah.
I think now Dave maybe not so much, but I think a lot of players make a very similar move with ace queen there.
Yeah. Although I don't remember who the pre-flop raiser was.
Yeah.
If it was James, then and he's raising you, like maybe it's a little bit harder.
I can give him a little more
easier to
credit
call.
for it.
Yeah. If James was the pre-flop raiser there, I'm not sure. Looks like James has decided not to rebuy, so we have an open seat. We've got 20 minutes left. We may fill it before.
Donkey Puncher nailing this says, "Uh-oh, Dave's reloading. Looks like Dave C is in his radar."
Yeah.
And like I said, at these games, you will see this consistently. Somebody wins a big pot, you're going to see another player just add on, stack up.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody's got 5K. You don't want to be sitting there. I mean, maybe you do. You have a lot of things you can do with like a short stack. Like AC stack is a nice like flop shoving type stack.
Yeah.
Whereas
I always shove my flops.
yeah, exactly. Who doesn't? No, but you know, there's different stylistic approaches that like how you're gonna play your hands. Here you have 100 or 200 behind, and everybody else. He probably has more than that. I guess that's like 500.
Well, but like for AC stack, they're $800, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you don't have a ton of upside. The most you can do is probably, let's just say, dream case scenario, you triple up or something, right?
Sure.
But also, you don't have to play scared money. You know, these deep stacks, when you got 2 guys that are 5 and 10K deep or whatever, and they go back and forth, okay, raise, 3-bet, 3-bet, 4-bet, 5, whatever. It's like, now you're playing for heaps.
Right.
Whereas before, you're like, okay, whatever, if I shove it and I miss, so be it. I'm only out $500.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not out $5,000.
It's a shame because I feel like just based on this, that Dave just added 2,000 to his stack, that we're gonna get some post-stream action that's pretty insane.
yeah.
Because now you've got 3 stacks over 4,000, 5 stacks over 3,000, some huge stacks here at a game where the max was 1,000, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
We're playing for
you're
heats.
getting way up, and that's the unfortunate part for whoever comes in is going to be stuck where they can only buy in for 1,000 for the first hand, but then they can match. Actually,
No, they can match right
you
off the
just
bat.
walk right
Yeah,
in.
you can
No,
walk-
you don't
yeah,
even have to
yeah,
play.
absolutely,
Okay,
yeah.
never mind.
No way.
So the first hand can
That'd be
match.
the worst. This is look, watch how quick I auto fold my hand at 1,000 and just so I
Yeah,
can
exactly.
rebuy the
Yeah.
next
No,
one.
that's true. I forgot. I'm thinking the very first hand of play, like when they start the table
Yeah, absolutely,
fresh,
yeah.
you play with 1,000 in front, and then after that, you
And you know what's so
play.
sick? I've seen it these stream. I mean, we don't start recording until about a half hour after they're into playing, anyways. But so many times these guys buy in for everybody buys in for 1,000. 2 guys get it all in first hand.
Yeah, very.
And then
or
whoever
within like the first 5 hands.
and whoever busts always reloads for chip max.
And then
Yeah.
somebody else does
And
too.
then they
They're like,
reload
"Oh,
it.
give me an extra
Like,
1,000," and
they-
there's 3 guys at the table have 2.
Guaranteed, everybody starts out with 1,000, and within 10 hands, there's several players with 2 to 3 to 4K in front.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, all right.
All right, so good flop for Harlan here. AC's pretty short. He's going to fold. Yeah, he shows Queen 10 of clubs, but obviously misses that flop. Overtime. You know what? I don't even know that we get to make that call.
We don't, unfortunately, and I think at this point with the delay, I think we already have stopped the recording, so overtime's not going to happen tonight, but I'm not to say it won't happen. It
It's
has
not
happened in
unheard
the
of.
past,
It's like
yeah.
it's definitely a thing that
We've
we
done
do.
it a few times when people write and chant for it. Let's talk about Atrocious's comment here. It says, I noticed ABC poker doesn't work in higher limits. Also, more gamble at those limits with wide ranges, or maybe I'm wrong. I think you're kind of on point with the more gamble at those limits, but here's why it appears that there's more gamble. Because the players who are generally playing these higher limits are people who have played a lot of poker, they're people who are comfortable in their game, they're semi-seasoned players, so these are the players who are more apt to make moves. I think you get less new blood coming in playing at this limit, which is why you don't see a lot of the crazy bluffiness, because new blood doesn't really know how to bluff. They're not really trying to get in there, they're trying to just make a hand and get paid.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think that's part of it there. And I'll tell you what, on the flip side of that, trying to play super high level advanced, like 3-bet, 4-bet, I think you have air, so I'm gonna re-bluff you type thing, doesn't work at the lower limits, because people say, well, hey, whatever, it's a couple $100. If I'm wrong, here it is.
Right,
But you can get away with it at these limits, though, because you're not playing for $200, you're playing for $5,000.
True. I think also one of the things when you get to limits where people have like bigger stacks where you're playing like 4,000 or 5,000 behind, a lot of these guys play a lot of this kind of really deep stack poker, so they like you said, they're comfortable. But there's a thing too where it's like, if you know, like Day probably has played tons of hands against Sean and Arcady and Harlan, and these guys are familiar with each other and also familiar with the style of player that plays these games. So you make decisions sometimes based off of decisions you expect them to be making.
Of course.
And it's the same way when you go watch like the super
leveling on
high roll
leveling,
bowl.
right? Yeah.
You go watch the high roller bowl. They're playing differently than we're going to be playing our our Saturday 120 tournament.
Of course.
With a 15K guarantee, by the way, every Saturday. 120. Bam. I might be 150 now, but still, it's great value. Every Saturday, Stones, 10 a.m. Rebuy 6 levels, whatever, no biggie. But yeah, so the play is a lot different. You're going to be able to see and make moves that you can't necessarily make at a lower buy-in. When the decision costs 5,000, it's a lot different than when the decision costs 500.
Well, this is why at the lower limits you'll never see those hands. We've seen hands on the stream that get out to like the hand heard around the world with the bluff, rebluff, rebluff, re-rebluff with I believe it was Bart Hansen and Kelly Winterhalter, and they both had garbage. And the amount of leveling that went on, and the fact that I think Kelly was eventually able to get Bart to fold pre for like a 5-bet, and they both had garbage. You're just not deep enough to get away with stuff like that in a smaller game. By the time you're already on a 3-bet, the guy's like, well, I only have a couple hundred left, so screw it, right?
And with these big stacks, now let's look at Dave's up to 6,000. This game is going to get nuts. I don't see this game necessarily ending.
Speaking of which, guys, I personally, if you haven't done it yet, download that Stones
you on the
Gambling
list?
Hall app. I'm actually hopping on the poker list right now. I'm gonna hit this button right there. Can I actually hit it? No, I can
on
almost
that
see it.
list.
There it is.
That's right.
Okay, so there's the games that are running. There's the wait list right there. So I'm just gonna click a couple of those and click sign up. I can hop right on the list right now.
Sign me up for the
I'll
Omaha
sign
game.
right next to me, right? Directly to my right. So
I
can
don't
see
know.
everything you do.
I don't want to get angle shot. I'm going to be at a different table.
I hate you
where
so
my money and my hands are safe. All right, that's the last time.
I'm gonna go hop in a game, and he's gonna walk right over, and he's gonna
Hey,
be like,
watch
"Hey,
out for this guy.
watch out for
Never
angle
mug your
shooter."
hand against this guy.
I call it 45 degrees because he's always hitting the angles. I'm just kidding. We're down here.
But yes.
All right, so JD, by the way, our new shooter at the table. Love him. You've seen him on the stream an absolute ton.
There he's clean shaven.
Yeah,
he's
exactly, but
actually
he's got-
rocking the beard.
Right there, I say he's got the Benedict Cumberbatch with going on right
Oh
there.
yeah,
you know?
I can see it.
Yeah.
And here he looks like a dude you just want to hang out with and have like a beer with. Maybe smoke a pipe with or something.
Yeah, peace pipe.
For sure. JC got a
California
nice
guy.
hand, pair and a flush draw. Gets no action. These are
My
very
life
great
story.
points.
My life story. Hey, you.
Oh, thanks.
Atrocious, thank you very much, man. We try to make some decent points with you every now and then. You know, I think being in the booth, though, and seeing the wide gambit of not only different limits that we stream, but tournament final tables, single table sit and goes, you know, these 5, 10, 20, these 25, 50 games, all the way down to 1-3 games. I mean, we get to experience the entire gamut of poker. And we see some crazy crap. So trying to kind of
Crazy crap.
analyze all that and put it all together, kind of like this is the trend I see at this sort of limit and this sort of table. This is the trend I see here. you
Sure,
know.
yeah. I mean, you have people here too who are going to be more likely to leverage their sort of like bluffs and maybe be thinking. Not that you're 1-3 players, because a lot of people who play 1-3 play a lot of poker and
And
are
the
good
1-3
players.
and the 1-3 here is deep
Yes,
too.
yeah, and are good players. But you might see a few more people thinking in terms of like blockers and range than you would see, you know. Also, sometimes being on the stream just makes people want to like toss it up a little bit. If you're gonna play cash for 5 hours, you want to play a lot of hands, so you might try to maneuver your way into spots where you get to see hands. That's why you see some limping sometimes, maybe some like min clicking, all these kinds of things that let you see a lot of flops and then give you a chance to play post flop against people who you think you might be able to beat post flop.
Absolutely.
You know, based
There
on
are
your previous
definite
experience.
players who will call you with garbage because they're confident that they can outplay you post flop every single time, and so that's what they do. They just say, whatever, sure, I'll call with garbage because I'll just put you on a range, and if I think you missed it, I'll raise you and I win. So it really doesn't matter.
How long has there been a poker room there at Stones? I don't know, like
Stones?
7 years?
Yeah, you guys. No, has it? No, it hasn't been that long. How long? Stones? What? 5 years?
Okay.
5? I don't know. You guys tell me in the booth. What do you guys tell me? I don't know. Tracy's been here since day one. She can tell
Facts to the booth.
me. Facts to the booth,
Facts
guys.
to the booth.
Stone's is solid. Stone's is a combination of 2 other smaller card rooms around here, and they did it right. 4 years this summer, I believe. There you go. Yeah, I knew it was about that point. But yeah, Stone's did it right. It's a completely smoke-free environment. Amazing menu in the kitchen, which, by the way, is open 24 hours a day.
Yes.
Can't go wrong. If you haven't been here, come on by. It's right
Breakfast
off
all day too, which I know is an important thing to me because I love breakfast food.
the- Breakfast?
Breakfast
for
all
dinner?
day. Boom. Eggs, bacon. Please give it to me.
So yeah, when
To
you
my
walk
belly.
in, you'll see there's 2 distinct sides separated by a lovely, almost invisible glass wall, which is why we had to put a strip of frost in it, because people were walking into it with their beer, which was hilarious. Side note, one half is all poker, the other half is all table games. So we call that the dark side, but that has your Pai Gow, your blackjack.
The
your,
dark side.
Yeah, it's funny because over there, apparently they call us the dark side.
Right, yeah.
So-
It's actually, you know, the funny part is it's
all
a
sides
little
matter.
darker in this side. on
All
this
sides
side.
matter, though.
I don't think we're going to touch that.
That was my one angle shoot, though, for the booth. That was
Yeah,
it.
nice try. What's up, Derek Cole? How you doing over in the YouTube chat?
Derek, what up?
YouTube.
Derek, you out there in Vegas right now? You want to talk about crypto? You just talk with Derek Cole there in the YouTube chat. He can
Yeah,
fill you
just
in on everything.
direct
you need.
all your crypto questions to him and bam.
All right, 6 here on the turn. Not a whole lot going on in this hand here. JD's Queen Jack High is good.
I'm not really sure JD is going to get a chance to realize his full value with this hand.
Just give me the $50 on to the next one.
Exactly. I learned that they called poker side the dark side like 2 days ago.
That's insane. I don't understand how a game you play against other players can ever be considered the dark side. Just saying.
All Stones commentator game. I'd watch that. I'll tell you what. I would play that, but then we should do that. I know we should get like Harlan
Yeah, oh my
and
God.
like Hollywood, maybe.
Yeah, so
Well, actually, what we do,
opposites.
here's what we do. We put up like a list of like 5 rigs. The top 2 get voted in to do the commentating
So reality
on
show
the
style.
on the game, which would include us. We're probably going to be playing cheap.
Oh my God.
1, 2,
Dude,
1, 3.
Dude, putting like Harlan and Hollywood in the booth talking smack about all the commentary, that
Yes,
would be
please.
just
We need to do that. I don't know if Justin is still in the chat, but someone write that down and give him that note. I like that idea.
That, or we kill the commentator window altogether, we go straight table mic, and we all have a blast.
I think we got to give some of these guys an opportunity to put
dude, trust
a few
me.
of our
They'll
decisions.
be zinging back so hard.
Hollywood especially, because he always gets a lot of crap for being really tight.
Yeah.
But Hollywood's so nice that he probably
cool.
would just be like, you know what? Brent's a great guy, and he's having a great time. Justin's great, super nice. His decision is fine.
Super good crusher dude, right?
Super good guy, yeah.
Everybody here.
Super good dude. Great crusher. Oh, geez.
Oh my God! I will actually bring them a bottle of salt so they can just salt it up. Guys, Stones Chip Amplifier, super cool tournament. Look at that buy-in structure, guys. 120 gets you 10K in chips. 220 gets you 20K in chips. 350 35K in chips, and 550 60K in chips. Super cool. I played that last year. It was a huge hit. I advise playing the smallest buy-in first, maybe with one rebuy or so, how you feel about it. Depending on how that goes, I would then shoot to the 550, because when I came at the 550 level, they sat me down. Not only did I get Cool Stones plaques, I was actually the chip leader at my table. It's so cool to come into a tournament pretty close to the mic actually at that point when you're already chip
You
leader.
don't like being in that spot, really. Like, you want to buy in with 60K and have like a million chips at your table so you can...
I want to buy in at 60K and squash bugs.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's lost 20K in a session. What's the most amount of money you saw someone or yourself lose at the poker table? Terralish in the YouTube chat asks. Personally, I think, I don't play very big stakes, so I think the most I've ever lost in one sitting was probably like $1,200.
Yeah. Most I've ever lost in one sitting was a couple grand.
Yeah.
Not much. But watching, I've been walking by a table and watch people. I mean, I watch people. I mean, we've all been.
$200K. Like if you ever watch like a Poker After Dark
and
episode,
if you go to the World Series, but live though, just happen to be walking by. Not even like a feature game, just a random higher limit cash game at the series. I mean, I watched somebody easily drag like a 80K pot.
Oh, for sure.
100K pot.
You know
on
what's
the
funny
regular.
is just watch people play like 5-5 Big O at the series,
They just
in the
spew.
Rio. Yeah. Here, how's King Jack is
Derek
out of
Cole
there.
wins in the chat there. 20K in a session, man. I feel for you.
I feel like this is incorrect. Brian's got queens. Somebody had King Jack. Harlan had King Jack, but maybe he folded
He
free.
folded on the flop, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, folding on the flop. Okay, I thought it was check through on the flop. That makes
All right,
sense.
guys, we're coming down to the tail end here. I think we have a couple more hands at most. If you guys haven't done so yet, we really appreciate you. Make sure you click, follow, subscribe, all the above. And we will be here with you. It's Wednesday, right? I lose track of my days. The life of a poker player.
Wednesday.
Friday.
We'll be back Friday.
Well,
We won't be back Friday. I guess I'll find out. Let me effort that for you guys real quick. I got it. It's all
I
good.
can angle shoot faster than you can.
Oh, Veronica
Friday,
and Casey.
Damn it!
Chat favorites,
Damn it.
Veronica and
Oh, yeah, trust
Casey
me. If you
in the
guys
booth
yeah.
Friday, and I believe the game is probably 5-5. Is Friday going to be like a bigger game?
Yeah, no, it's got to be a bigger game, I'm sure. I am actually going to see the Book of Mormon that day. I've heard all sorts of fun random things about that. Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Apparently, fun side note, Book of Mormon show, all the Mormons actually take out a full-page ad in every playbill that it airs, because it's made by the creators of South Park, guys. It's not. It's just a super funny, random, grotesque show, whatever. The actual Mormon church, though, takes out a full-page ad with a picture of their Bible or whatever it is and says, our version's a little different, and then has their website at the bottom. I'm like, I respect that, though. That they can just be like, whatever, if you're going to make fun of us,
Any
at least...
publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, at least
right?
we'll take advantage of the advertising.
I've heard that it's not really derogatory
No,
or
it's just a
hateful
random
towards the Mormon
comedy.
church
No,
either.
no.
It's sort of like a tongue-in-cheek thing, which is what most South Park stuff is, but I don't think I mean, I've never seen it, but I have heard that it's not exactly it's not taking a crap on the Mormon church or anything. So
All right, guys, real quick. I'm not sure if this is the last hand or one more, but take a minute in the chat. Tell me your biggest comeback, rags to riches stories. You're down to your last $20 and you're running up to X amount. That's what I want to hear,
it's not
too.
the flop I was hoping for in a 3-bet pop pre 460 3 ways. What a terrible flop.
JD just beats
yeah,
it.
but
You're like,
I mean, this is not you're not going to see very much.
Nobody's
action.
coming.
JD is not folding. He bet basically half his stack. He's not going to fold if somebody shoves over him. I mean, maybe he would, but I don't think he would, and I don't think anybody's going to make a move here. So hopefully we get a couple more hands here.
My biggest comeback ever was it was actually over at the Lucky Derby back in the day. It was an 8-16 limit game. So you play with $2 chips. I was down to my last 4 chips, so $8.
Okay.
And it's a limit game, so everybody's calling, right?
Yes.
I literally just went on the heat run from hell, man. Aces, kings, queens, and everything was holding. I ran that $8 up to like $1,200. I literally felt like I won the lottery. I was just like, yep, we're good here.
Nice. I think mine's not like a poker thing. One time I was like leaving Vegas and I think I put $100 on blackjack, and then I won the hand. I put $200 on blackjack and I won the hand. I put $400 on blackjack and I won the hand. Put $800 and my friends were like, no, don't do that. That's crazy. And so I pulled back 400 and just left 400 and they hit blackjack. And I was like, okay, I'm up for the trip. Thanks.
You were way done. All right, looks like, check it out. Atrocious says 600 to 4K in an all-night session at TVC. Mike McGo says $30 to 700 in 20 minutes at a 1-3. Love it. I believe Ghost of M there said, I think I won ante one time in a multi-table tournament once and ran it back to win. Love it.
Nice. All right.
We've all seen it, the whole chip in a chair thing, guys. There's a reason that's like a saying.
There's a reason that's an annoying saying.
Oh, 2 chips
Slightly
in a chair.
annoying.
Oh, why? Because of my angle shooting?
No, not you saying it. I'm just saying in general.
No, I know.
Because everyone says it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like quoting rounders. Like we've all seen the movie. We know. Okay.
Well, you know what's cool is I think we've had like a sort of like a moratorium on rounders quotes for a long time. So we're gonna bring them back.
Yeah. Derek Cole, I feel you. It says, good thing poker is one big lifelong lesson. Doesn't just end when you cash out. Very true. I bankroll management, life management. There's a lot of things that go into that.
Ooh, Brian calls 150.
Ooh, look at this turn for Arcady. Now he's open-ended here.
And honestly, you probably check back. You might check back if you're Arcady here. I don't know that Brian is gonna find a bet. I mean, this would be pretty aggro bet here by Brian. I think this is going to be the last hand of the day.
Wait, March 9th.
Trying to steal the phone.
March 9th, guys, there we go. Mubak corrected us. March 9th is actually, this upcoming Friday is at $1,100 single table sit and go again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, assuming that's still on the books, that's what should be going on. So if you
I thought this was the third Friday of every month.
I don't know.
That might have gotten moved up because of some tournaments and stuff.
And Mubot might just be hammered drunk, too. You never know. Mubot's been a lot of the sauce lately, you know?
In the poker game of life, rounders quotes are the rake.
Yes.
Nice. Great job.
That works on so many levels for so many reasons.
I wish we could cuss on this stream because
it is actually wrong. So this Friday is not an $1,100 sit.
I believe it's at minimum it's a 5-5 hold'em game. It may be 10-25.
Guaranteed though, you do get Veronica and Kate.
Oh yes, that part's not a lie.
That part's.
Look, I was gonna say.
So you're good no matter what.
I don't know how big a fan Veronica is of the sit and goes.
Oh, she loves 6-7 hour
So if
streams.
she's like, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this.
She loves 7 hour streams.
Veronica's a big fan of all these things. I just think if she had to pick, I don't know that the sit and go would be on this.
Well,
sit and goes on the top of my list just because
if you're
I'm a nut.
It's a sit and stay because you're going to stay here for 7 hours while they bang out this
Basically, it's like dare me how long I cannot go to the bathroom.
I had
$1,100.
I had the longest stream on here, both Norman Chad and Law McCarran, until those single table streams started. And then like the very first one was like 7 hours. You crushed it.
All right, so Ghost of M in the YouTube chat and Stones Live, 10:25 is the game Friday night. So that's awesome because I know Casey is a cash game pro, and yeah, exactly. I'm just thinking about Sacramento and.
Oh my God! You tried to work in another.
He did. No, he did. Mike.
No, I like
Donkey
did. Donkey Puncher says, "Good game tonight." Brent and Justin are super good dudes that angle shoot.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know who Master Angle Shooter is over here.
Master Angle Shoot Crusher.
That's actually his Instagram name, Master Angle Shooter.
I think that might have been the last time we tracked here. I'll take a look here.
They're unplugging the stream. We're going home.
That is, guys. They literally unplugged us, so that is it. Thank you for joining us. Another fun game. Actually surprised that game didn't get a little bit bigger than it is, but I think nobody really got out of line too much.
I think we saw like the prequel to the crazy like Empire Strikes Back kind of Carnage type stuff.
Now we're all looking over there.
That's going to be happening. Like, if you're around and you want to rail the game, now that there's like $35,000 to $40,000 on the table at a 5-5 game, like it's gonna get wild because everyone's still there, so it's 30 minutes after. It's gonna get nuts. We definitely saw like.
And you know what's sick there? There's actually a fair amount of players who don't actually feel comfortable on the stream. Because let's face it, if it's your first time on the stream, you're going to feel a little weird. You'll warm up to it real quick, but you'll play a little different. there are religiously players who wait for this game, and then when the stream ends,
Yeah.
they fill all the
And
seats.
you
So they're going
probably-
full ring right now.
You got to be pretty confident if you're sitting there with 6K and the rail of people that come in post stream come in, because it's usually like guys who are like, oh yeah, let's go get some of that 6K that's sitting in front of Marlin or whatever.
Good,
Yeah.
excellent. All right,
Anyways.
guys, fantastic time. Justin Kelly, Brent Harrington, be here Friday for Veronica and Casey in the house, and like we said, Vanessa Cade,
Yeah, Vanessa
just
Cade
popping in.
stopped in to say hi. Hi, Vanessa.
Boom.
She's going to be here shortly.
I love it. She will be here next week, guys. So next
is it
week,
next Monday?
and
Next Monday,
week,
Wednesday.
Vanessa Cade week. It's going to be awesome. We're bringing Canada
Woohoo!
back to the States. We're doing it. All right, you guys are the best. We'll see you soon, 48 hours from now.
Peace out,
Later.
dude.